Can you guys hear me okay? Hey, looks like it's working. Finally. Awesome. What's up, guys? Sorry, I had to restart my computer. It was just being super funky. Can you guys hear me okay now? Hey, looks like it's working. Finally. Awesome. What's up, guys? Sorry, I had to restart my computer. Nice. Awesome. Being super funky. Can you guys hear me okay now? Awesome, awesome. Hey, looks like it's working. Finally. Awesome. What's up, guys? Sorry, I had to restart my computer. Nice. How is everyone doing tonight? Super funky. Can you guys hear me okay now? Awesome, awesome. I guess third time was a charm. How is everyone doing tonight? So, I don't know if anyone saw, I think a lot of people did, but I got the giveaway cube all finished. You can see the UV coating over the stickers. Came out really nice. Let me turn on this light real quick, and I'll see if you guys can see the carbon fiber stickers underneath. Oh, you can. You can just kind of see the like cross hatching. I just think it looks really cool. The like when you have it in your hands and you can see the like little pattern. Let me turn on this light real quick, and I'll see if you guys can see the carbon fiber stickers underneath. And oh, you can. The lube setup I put in here is like so buttery. I just honestly can't believe it. I didn't do any adjustments on this thing. You can see the like little pattern. I didn't do anything to this thing until I was fully done UV coating it and everything and lubing it, and I finally tensioned it, and it's like the performance on this thing is ridiculous. I just honestly can't believe it. I didn't do any adjustments on this thing. And do anything to this thing. Very cool. Done UV coating it and everything and lubing it, and I finally tensioned it, and it's like yeah, ions carry electrical energy throughout the atmosphere. I didn't do any adjustments on this thing. And do anything to this thing. Very cool. Done UV coating it and everything and lubing it, and I finally tensioned it, and it's like yeah, ions carry electrical energy throughout the atmosphere. +2. What's up, man? How you doing? Welcome. I'm glad everyone could make it. I almost didn't make it tonight. I didn't know what was going on. Ooh. Ah! I messed up that OLO. Oh, it was a +2. What's up, man? How you doing? Oh, and I would have had to skip too. Dang it. Dang it, dang it. Yeah, sorry, third time was a charm, I guess. It was glitching so hardcore, and like I almost had to go over to YouTube to like actually, I don't stream through YouTube usually, I stream through a secondary app, so it lets me put all the times on the screen and stuff, but like, oh, and I would have had to skip too. Dang it. Yes, I almost had to just be like, let's do old-fashioned YouTube style. Third time was a charm, I guess. It was glitching so hardcore, and like I almost had to go over to YouTube to like actually, I don't stream through YouTube usually, I stream through a secondary app, so it lets me put all the times on the screen and stuff, but like, oh, I almost didn't see the OLL at first. That was, I haven't done 2x2 hardly at all lately. I just felt like busting it out for fun. I almost didn't see the OLL at first. What's up, everyone? I haven't done 2x2 hardly at all lately. So yeah, I got the giveaway cube finished yesterday. I posted a video about that. And a piece of cloth. I don't know. I asked earlier. Everyone said they could hear me. What's up, everyone? You let me know if there's a sound problem. So yeah, I got the giveaway cube finished yesterday. I posted a video about that. Oh, well, if you use Mystic, or if you use, like, you know, Max Black or any, like, Lubical Black. I don't know. I asked earlier. Everyone said they could hear me. It could be any of those. What's up, everyone? You let me know if there's a sound problem. So yeah, I got the giveaway cube finished yesterday. I am. I'm living in Wednesday still. Or if you use, like, you know, Max Black or any, like, Lubical Black. I don't know. I asked earlier. Oh, yeah. Nah, let me close it on YouTube. Like I said, I had that one open just in case I had to. I should fix it. There you go. You can see the apartments I was looking at. Is that better? Yeah, it's just because I had, there's a couple things. There's this speaker that acts as like both a microphone and a speaker sometimes, and also if I have YouTube open, there's a couple things that can do it. But that should fix it. No, there are some assails. Yep. Sorry about that. Like I said, when it was lagging, I had to open up the YouTube one for a second there. Yes, you are. You're in a totally different time zone. It's cool, though. It's cool to be... I almost dropped the cube. Good. Good. That's what matters. As long as everyone's good. So what's everyone up to? Anyone working on anything fun? Any good projects? Living in Asia sometimes make me feel like I'm in the future because I got there. That's hilarious. You're like, well, welcome to the future tomorrow. Ah! That's the same. Oh, every time I come back to doing 2x2, I forget this OLL because it's different for 3x3 and for 2x2. Yo-yoing. So I saw there was a new yo-yo that came out, but I also went back and looked at the ones you recommended. Do you still recommend the ones that you sent me in the email over like that new yo-yo that came out? I don't know if it was from a company you're like sponsored by or something, but like I saw that you were like repping a new yo-yo. I didn't know if that was like your real recommendation or if that was like just the new one out or something. The RS2M? No, I don't. I don't have any of the... So the RS2M, I don't have it, or the GTS2M or the GTS3M. Like, I haven't had any of the of those series. The RS2M I know is a little different, but I've always wanted to actually try all those cubes, like the GTS2M 4x4. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I noticed you said the shutter was like the one, and I just want to make sure there wasn't like a new, because you know how with cubing too, it's like there's a new one and it could be like the new one, but I think that just like in cubing, I think sometimes the good things have already been created. Oh, nice. Welcome, Cuber Shark. So I main the, actually have it right here, the MoYu WRMV9 Special Edition. I went through a little bit of like trial and error. I got the 20 magnet version. I got, sorry, keep listening for loose magnets, but I got the 20 magnet version. I got the 20 magnet version YS3M. I got, you know, a bunch of different cubes that MoYu's released. I'm still waiting on my GAN 12. I have the GAN 12 UI, which I really like, but it's not exactly like the GAN 12. But yeah, the WRMV9 Special Edition is the main. I've been cubing on this all afternoon. Actually, it's addicting once you get the cube that you like in your hands. Like the feel is just amazing. That's why I end up cubing on the Guhong a lot too, just for fun. It's not like my like comp cube or anything, but the Guhong Pro is amazingly like nice feeling. And I know a lot of y'all like the Tornado too, so I brought the Tornado in tonight just so I could have that play with that too. Yeah, I literally have a. It's funny because you say that, McKenna, because I literally have like, I think I use like a specific credit card for all of my like, you know, hobby purchases, and you can kind of tell like exactly how much money I spend on my hobbies. Yeah, I don't blame you. Like, so I have the the V9 standard, and it's not a bad cube, and it's actually really fast. But what I'm doing is I ordered a ball core kit for it, so I'm gonna add ball core to my Worm V9, to my YS3M standard, to my RS3M 2020. I got like 4 or 5 different ball core kits, so I could try and like take some cubes that or either lower end or budget or whatever, and see if I can't turn them into, you know, the pretty much high end top tier cubes. Because I've magleved them all already. They're all going to get ball core. The only thing they won't have at that point is UV coating, and I could technically do that if I want, but I kind of think I might want a matte version of like, you know, with a ball core maglev, all the you know, all the features. I might want a matte version since I already have a UV coated of a lot of those, since the high-end one always comes UV coated from the factory, it seems like. Do I have the maglev for which? Sorry, I was kind of jumping around. Well, that's unfortunate for them. Yeah, the Guhong feels really nice though in your hand. Oh, the V9? Yes. So even this cube I re-magleved. So I know like the special edition they take the maglev out and they take the edge repelling magnets out, but the one thing I did do is I added the maglev back to this cube, so it doesn't have the edge repelling magnets, so it's not overly fast. Because a lot of people thought that it was the maglev and the edge repelling magnets that made it uncontrollable, but it was just those magnets. The magnets were crazy strong. No, I'm not going to switch back to I mean, maybe to the regular ball core UV YS3M, but not the 20 magnet. I mean, I've been using it, and I'm getting more familiar with it. It's getting more and more normal feeling in my hands. Part of the problem is I'm used to the V9 at this point, and it's just a different shape, different feel. And the thing is with the 20 magnet YS3M, it's really fast, and so you're not really getting the stability that a lot of people liked from the YS3M. You're getting this really fast cube, but that's where I feel like if you're going to go with the 20 magnet version, then why not go with the WRM V9? My main and last and only cube is the Moyu. What's the MFJRS? Was that a miss? But no, I'm not switching. Like I said, if anything, I would switch back to the YS3M ball core UV, like the original one, because that one is like the perfect. Like I think they kind of nailed it. I think the 20 magnet one was. Do you mean to your channel? Because you said that once already. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like the ball core UV V9 and the 20 mag, they feel very similar. It's just the ball core UV one has slightly stronger magnets, but they're both kind of fast and uncontrollable. That's why I like the special edition, because again, with maglev added back in, it keeps my like performance up, like the corner cutting and everything. I do have a theory that maglev increases corner cutting just slightly. I'm not saying it's for everyone. I'm not saying everyone should go do it, but I've done tests like just side by side where I had springs in this and I couldn't get it to corner cut at the tightness that I wanted. And then when I switched out for maglev, all of a sudden the cube did everything I wanted. I mean, it can literally corner cut from 2 lines. I mean, it can corner cut from anywhere. Oh, it's a non-magnetic. Is that from MF? Is that from Mofeng Jiaoxi? Is that like the Meilong or something? But yeah, anyone again who didn't get to see the giveaway cube, man, this thing came out just gorgeous. Yeah, I was very interested in how the stickers and everything were gonna look, but not only did the UV coating come out just beautiful, but when you look really close, you can see all of the carbon fiber stickers underneath. See, like up here, you can see those carbon fiber kind of like cross hatching because it's kind of stitched together. But yeah, this cube feels amazing. It was hard to put down last night, actually. That's why I made so many videos about how it felt, is because I just kept wanting to play with it. So you tightened the screw and then also did 6 clicks on compression? Is that what you're saying? Cube Boy Mill? So I stream every Wednesday night. Sorry I was a little bit late tonight. I'm right in the middle of moving, so it's just like for the next week or two it might be kind of like hit or miss. But I always try to do at least Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. If I can, I also will do Sundays at 3, and this is all Mountain Time. So it would be like Wednesday at 7 o'clock for the West Coast, and it'd be 10 o'clock for the East Coast. And then I'm not even going to go ahead and assume or guess what all the time other, you know, other places everyone are, what the times would be. But for the U.S. at least, that's the times. And then on Sunday, it'd be 3 p.m. Mountain Time, so it'd be like 2 p.m. West Coast, 5 p.m. East Coast, and we usually go for a while, so if you don't make it right when we open, it's not a big deal or anything. But yeah, you're always welcome, man. And welcome back, Shinju! So McKenna, are you still in here? Because I was gonna say I saw your new post. Man, that new trick you were doing. That's why I saw the post about the new yo-yo and everything. That was insane. I mean, I was flabbergasted. So I just hope you know, like, whatever, you know, things that you may be impressed with that people do, like, you do some amazing things. I am like, just I'm sometimes lost for words, impressed, because I used to yo-yo hard, and like the stuff that you do is on a whole nother level, because I used to watch competitive yo-yoing and whatnot. I was really into it, and like I just, every time I see your videos, I'm like, oh my lord, like that is just next level. I mean, the length of the tricks she does, if you guys haven't checked her out yet, like, go to her Instagram or whatever she wants you to check out, but my god, she's good. I mean, she'll do a trick that lasts like a minute long. It's like 15 tricks, like, you know, rolled into one. You'll figure it out. And when I get mine, I promise I'll sit there and try and think of tricks for you too. And if I think of anything good, you can have it. Yeah, I promise. It's all yours. I don't think I'm gonna think of anything better than you, but I'm just saying, if I do think of anything cool, you can totally use it. Oh, no worry, man. I'm so glad you could make it. I'm just glad we even got to get to meet and get introduced and everything. Yeah, welcome. This is a great place. All the people in here are awesome. And yeah, I try to be very much on schedule. So yeah, anytime you're welcome back, man. Like I said, Wednesday night, Wednesday evenings. So if that's Thursday morning for you, then. But whenever if you just again, I don't know where you're from, so just do the time conversions. But we'd love to have you, is what I'm trying to say. It's funny, I haven't cubed on this cube in a while. The RS3M V5. I've been trying out so many, like, you know, new 20 mag core cubes and whatnot. It's just so funny how this cube still feels amazing. No, and congratulations on your Scube coming in. That's awesome. But no, I don't have the Tangen V1. I was told, so I was like asking a bunch of people from different shops, different places, websites, like, is there any cubes that maybe I should know about that I don't? And the Tangen V1 was one of the ones. They were like, man, if you have not tried the Tangen V1, like, you should really try that. It's an epic cube. They said that, like, the feel on that cube, it's so quiet, it's so smooth. And the only reason I haven't got it is because I got the Guhong, and that one's been kind of my Diane cube that's super quiet and smooth and whatnot. So I didn't know if I really needed to get the Tangen. And also, I just ordered the Moyu 2019 Weilong, which is like, you know, has like the glossy plastic, has all the little features. And so, like, I was kind of just waiting until, since I'm ordering like a bunch of retro cubes. I got the RS3M 2020 UV, I got the Weilong 2019 version with the ball core, but I still plan on it, absolutely. You really like that one? Because if you really endorse it, if you say the Tangen V1 is good, then I'll absolutely get it. Because it was one that the guys from Speedcube Shop, I didn't even ask him, actually. He literally just emailed me out of the blue and was like, hey, if you're looking for any special puzzles, I want to recommend the Tangen V1. He goes, that's one of my favorite puzzles to this date after all these years. They literally, like, just went off, like, about it and how great it was. So I believe it. Thank you so much. Like I said, it's a privilege to have you here. I love it. I love having new people. We do giveaways weekly, if not bi-weekly at the slowest. And then we also have our 500 subscriber giveaway going on, where I'm giving away either like a $50 gift card, or a, you know, $50 prize that's modded, whatever the winner chooses. So just know we have a lot of stuff going on here. There's good content, giveaways, live streams. I kind of try to stay pretty busy, so. Just know you're always welcome back. Oh my gosh, and that's so weird. Nata, is it Nata? That's so weird that you asked about the Volk 3. And I was literally just, I think you just joined, but I was literally just telling everyone how I haven't tried any of the GTS series, which I'm bummed about, because I want to try their GTS 2M, the 4x4, or the GTS 3M just with the ridges, because it's such an iconic cube. And then someone else asked about the RS2M Evolution, but yeah, no, I haven't tried any of the Weilong GTS series. I really want to, especially before they discontinue them. To be honest, you just kind of lit a fire under me, really, because now that you say that, I'm thinking I should probably order those before they discontinue them and don't make them. And the Volk, I literally just watched a whole documentary about, like, the history of the Volk and, like, the Volk 3 and everything. Yeah, man, if you like it, I mean, that's the thing that I've learned, is you can watch reviews and watch other people's opinions on cubes till the cows come home, but there's nothing like your own opinion. That's what's so hard about cubes being so expensive these days and stuff, is like, I mean, what is perfect for someone else may be trash for me, and vice versa. And so yeah, it's just such an interesting thing. But I've heard nothing but good things about the Tangen V1. Everyone says it's like the quietest, smoothest cube, and it's like a pleasure to turn. So what are you thinking of changing to? Because that's literally the cube I was about to order. I was like, the only reason I didn't get the Aosu GTS2 is because it's like, I think it's like, what, 61.5 millimeters? I want to say it's like a slight bit bigger, and I'm usually, you know, an advocate for slightly smaller big cubes. Like, I love that they made the Hong 5x5 into like a 60mm cube. I love that. Because like if you think about it, or like 61 or whatever it is, because like the the Vin Cube, for example, is like 60mm, and then you put it next to the Hong 5x5, and they're almost the same size. So like that was the only thing that held me back from ordering the Aosu GTS2. But if it's that good, I mean, again, so what are you thinking? Yo, Joseph, welcome. We got the giveaway cube, showing it off. I thought you might be excited to see it. I feel like I need a proper like towel or rag to like wipe this off. It's looking all fingerprinty. But yeah, this thing came out super nice. I just, again, you can see the carbon fiber stickerness. Puppet Cube, ooh man, that one's rough. I actually heard or was it, no, it was I'm sorry, it was the Square 2, that was easier than I want to say, for some reason I want to say it was the Puppet Cube version 2 that was easier, or I'm either getting them like mixed up, or because I know the Square 2 was easier than the Square 1 because it had more slices, so it made it easier. You didn't have places that blocked your turns, but like I can't remember if the Puppet Cube 1 or 2 was harder. I remember it was either drastically harder or it was like slightly easier even than the first one, but I think the Puppet Cube 2 was the one that was harder. Now I take that back. Yes, this is the carbon fiber Meilong. So for our giveaway this week, I don't know if you're aware, we're doing the modded Meilong giveaway. So I've magnetized this. It has I actually put really, I think, what are appropriate magnets in this. Very light magnets because it's a very light cube. And then I UV coated it, and then I also put a premium lube setup that this week I'm going to keep that a secret and only tell the person who wins the cube. I'm going to leave it. I usually put a little note in with the cube just to congratulate the winner, and on this one I'll let them know exactly what lube setup they can expect. Oh, I did something wrong. There we go. I get to actually solve this cube now. Let's see. Perhaps Vin Cube from. Oh man. Yeah, if you're gonna get the Vin Cube, I would say, so you have like PiCube Shop. I mean, like, they're in China, so there's really no harm in ordering from them because it's gonna take 2 or more weeks to get to wherever you are, no matter what. So like I would say PiCube Shop might be your best bet. Plus, they have a core magnetized version for like $50 or something like that. So if you don't mind spending, well, actually it's $50, but then you get 40% off. You still have to pay tax and shipping and whatnot, but like it still comes out to be much cheaper. So if you're looking for a Vin Cube, I would say PiCube Shop is the place to look for you, at least. And if you're looking for an upgraded one, because I got I have both the standard, and then I also got the ball core version, or the magnetic core version, and I'm just waiting for my magnetic core one to come from in the mail. But I've felt my neighbors, because he's sponsored by PiCube Shop, and it's amazing. So I would suggest check out PiCube Shop if you're from Guatemala. I know there's because we don't even have stores here necessarily. We just have the Cubicle, which is an online store technically. I mean, they do have an in-store location, but that's in New York, and it's not very convenient. And the other one is on the other side of the country in Las Vegas, which is Speedcube Shop. So just so you know, like, there's other places definitely to order from, even if you don't have a store, is my point. Sleep before game. How did everything go, Joseph? I hope you got my email and my messages and stuff. I just was trying to send you my best wishes through all of it. Oh man, congratulations. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was if the Puppet 1 or 2 was easier or harder than the V1, and it's been a while since I've played with it. Like I said, I know the Squan, that one was drastically easier because it had like all those different slices instead of having like different size slices. But yeah, check them out. I mean, so if you go to PiCube Shop too, they have a 40% off discount all the time. but my neighbor is also a sponsored cuber from them. His name is Jacob Noakes, and if you use his coupon code, it gives me more than 40% off. It's supposed to only be 40% off, but his absolutely. Oh, just so you know, you have some messages in there from me, just wishing you the best. It's not like you don't need to check them immediately or anything, but I just wanted you to know that I'm sending my best wishes out to you guys. Um, but yeah, like I said, my neighbor is a professional big cube solver, and he's sponsored by them, and they do a lot of not only great business, but they do a lot of modifications. That's why I like them. And yeah, like I said, if you use, so I got the core magnetized version of the VinCube. This is the regular VinCube, but I'm waiting on the core magnetized version, and it was $60 before everything, and with discount and tax and shipping and everything, it came out to $36. So you can get the UV coated VinCube for $29.99. That's before tax and shipping, and you can get the core magnetized one out the door, like shipped and everything, for 36. So I just have to say, I would definitely recommend getting the core magnetized version. Everyone else, also, the reviews have been saying that it's so much more stable. It fixes a lot of little issues that were, maybe might have had with the VinCube in the beginning. So that's just my personal recommendation. But yeah, definitely use it. The code is Jacob, capital N, like J, capital J, Jacob, and then just a capital N, and that'll give you even more than a 40% off discount if you want to use it. I always try to let people know, because like I said, I've ordered a bunch from them and I used their discount code, but then I went back and I put in his discount code, and for some reason it takes off more money. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's a new sponsoree and they want to make sure that people want to use his coupon code. But yeah, Joseph, how's everything going, buddy? It's so tough. My dad was just in the hospital for a bunch of weird, unexplained stuff. Um, they were down in Mexico, and like he had got unexplained pancreatitis, and like had to go back to the States and had all this stuff happen. But yeah, it's not fun when you have family in the hospital, and it sounds like you guys are going through something a little different. Yo, what's up, buddy? Welcome. One of the things too that they had on PyCube Shop that they just released, I saw today, was a core magnetized Meilong, which anyone that does big cubes or anything knows, like the Meilong series is known for being light, being small, but like a little petite cube that is nice and light and easy to turn. So my dad, he's okay now. Like, it's just they can't explain what happened to him. He literally, like I said, went to the hospital and they diagnosed him with pancreatitis. But like most people, hello potato. So so most people that get pancreatitis, like a really common cause is like heavy drinking or like a lot of things. And my dad he's not a drinker. He didn't have any of the like things that would cause pancreatitis, so it's been a long road trying to get him diagnosed and everything. But thank you for asking. That's very nice of you. And he's feeling better. He's just we'd all like some answers at this point. But so the YS3M, I just saw your comment. The YS3M 20 mag, it feels nice, but I don't think it's better than the Ball Core UV version. I think that their highest end version before they came out with that was almost better. The 20 magnet core takes away some of the stability. You'd think it would be more stable because it has all those extra magnets and stuff, but it makes it so fast that you lose the rigidity and the stability that the YS3M was known for, and you get all this increased speed, but a bunch of catches and a bunch of weird. I had to tighten that cube so tight that, like, I mean, look how much that opens. Like, I had to tighten that cube to where it was like this tight, and that's actually where the performance was perfect. It was weird. I was like, I can't believe this cube is actually performing well when it's that tight. I mean, it was corner cutting, it was doing everything it's supposed to do, but I'm like, I had to get it like that tight before it wasn't like sloppily falling over and getting like, you know, all these weird catches. Man, I'm so sorry, Joseph. I really hope everything goes well for you guys. So, I have to ask, this is super random, and you might know, you might not, but like, so they're suggesting having his gallbladder taken out because I guess the gallbladder can affect that, and I know it affects what you can eat in your life moving forward, and he wants to get the operation just because he's so scared of ever getting that pancreatitis again, because his was bad. I mean, he was hospitalized for a week, and just doubled over in pain. So like he's so scared, I think, to get pancreatitis again that he wants to go for it. But I didn't know if anyone knows, especially Joseph, if you know like how that is getting your gallbladder removed. Like what is life after having no gallbladder? Let's see. Oh yeah, let's hear about your cubes, man. So E-cubing, you like the VinCube more than the GTS 2M, huh? Because I was just had someone ask about the GTS series, and I was just asking what they thought. Yeah, Nada, let me know what again what you think of the I know you were talking about the GTS series. If you have any comments on those, let me know, because I'd be really curious to hear if you think the same thing, if you think that it's kind of outdated at this point, or if you think it's still a relevant cube. Um, let's see. Were you asking me if I've tried adding weight 5? Oh, are you talking about to the 20? Yeah, so I did add. Yeah, I did lube it up. I added weight 4, and then I added some angstrom, which is the thick gravitas, the almost Vaseline stuff. So I gave it a pretty good silicone base in the core, and then I went with like FC Calm, like a little bit of Mystic. I lubed it, not overly. But I tried to slow it down, and again, it got to a sweet spot. Like I totally got to a point where it felt nice, and I was totally able to use it. But it took a lot of breaking in, and I just feel like, again, I don't think there was anything wrong with the previous YS3M. So I just am like, why get a new cube that takes more work to get it right, and just to get it usable, and pay more money for that? Okay. That's fair. It's so funny, E-cubing. I remember, I think you said that before, and I was online, and I saw a Tornado V3, and it was on sale, and I was like, man, maybe I should just buy it just in case. Like, even if like I figured, because there's a lot of people that said the V3. Like I said in my comments, I had a few people say the V3 was kind of like outdated at this point, and they wanted something newer, but I now in the chats and stuff, a lot of people have said the V3. So keep letting me know if you guys have opinions about the giveaway cube. Let me know, because I mean, obviously the winner's just gonna choose, but I'm very curious what people have in mind. Because Joseph, I'm reading your review right now. The YJ Blind Cube is the best. Oh, awesome! If that's the best. So was it not really that good? Because yeah, you have it in quotes. Is it good like for being a blind cube, but not like good for a cube? I'll just say you have to learn to keep. Oh, Loper. I don't even know what that is, but it doesn't sound fun. I've only tried the GTS2 once, which is a while ago, which I really like the VinCube because it's really fast and stable. So I'll have to look it up, but I could have swore the GTS2 was also kind of big. From what I remember, like I was really tempted to buy it, and then I could have swore I remember looking it up, and it was like 61.5 millimeters or something like that, and I was like, ooh, that's big for a 4x4. And I think that was the only reason I didn't get it, honestly. Let's see, GTS 2M. I guess I should be asking too, because there is an GTS 2M that's a 3x3, but I'm assuming you guys are talking about the Moyu, because she said Aosu GTS 2M 4x4. But here, let's look at just want to look at the specs real quick. See, and it's discontinued from the cubicle. This is why, like, yeah, 61 millimeters. Yeah, so it's even a whole like, so my ideal, this is always what I've said is my ideal cubing sizes would be like 55.5 or 55 for 3x3, 58 for 4x4, 60 to maybe 61 at the most for 5x5, and then just kind of keep going up in 2 to 3 millimeter increments. Like, if I feel like if you can have like even sizes, also like as your cubes get bigger, if they go in those same increments, I feel like you have a better chance of like solving well on them. Like if you go from a 3x3 that's this, like, you know, especially let's use because this is much smaller, but this is only 55 millimeters, and I think it's almost under that. I want to say it's like 54.6 or something like that. The Moyu V9 Special Edition, or any of the V9s, I want to say they're pretty small. I remember someone that used calipers was saying like they're almost just under 55, so they're actually a little even smaller than you think. But then you have, you know, the VIN, which is 60, which like, and you can see, so here going from 3 to 4 to 5, 4 and 5 are almost identical sizes, where if this was a 58, you'd have 55, 58, and 60. And I think that would be like a really nice transition from cube to cube. And that's just my personal opinion, but yeah, because I looked it up. It's a 61, so it's only 1 millimeter bigger. But then it would then be bigger than my 5x5, and like that's something where I'm like, I don't know if I want it to actually be bigger than my 5x5, because I'm already like a little bit torn on how big the VIN is. But with the core magnetized version and everything, I think it's really nice. I'm also really considering getting, they have the core magnetized version of the YJ Mini, so they have the 56 millimeter 4x4, but they have it with a magnetic core from PiCube Shop, and I'm very much thinking about getting that. I have the Mini Cube already, but I've over lubed it over time, and I need to clean it out and all this stuff, and I'm just kind of considering maybe just getting a whole new one with core magnets and everything, and just you know, doing it right. If you take apart the YJ body and glue some magnets in it, maybe glue the pieces together so they can't separate file and sand things. Oh my gosh! So it takes a little bit of modifications. So this hoodie, it might be. Let me check the brand real quick. I know it's like super random, but I will totally check for you. And yes, the X-Man Hong has been my 5x5 main. I still will play around with like I have a mag core coming for my Aoshwang. I still play with the Meilong, because like I said, just like the 4x4 here, where is it? Just like the 4x4, it's nice and light and small, and like where the 4x4, let me check the brand on this real quick for you guys. Oh, this is actually a really cool shirt anyways. This one says, "Know thyself." I have this store out here that I really like, and it has just the most random kind of trippy stuff, but I want to say I got this off Instagram, to be honest. Like, I think it's from like Fresh Hoods. Like, if you don't quote me, but I'm almost positive it's from a place called Fresh Hoods or freshhoodies.com. Because there's not a like, oh, here we go. Yeah. Fresh Hoods. That's the name. That's like literally the only tag on the entire thing. It just says Fresh Hoods large, made in China. 95% polyester, 5% spandex. Woohoo! But yeah, this is an awesome one. I love this one. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, like I said, if you go to Fresh Hoods on Instagram, I'm pretty sure it's on there. or if you just Google it. So what do you do 5x5, McKenna? Ooh, and you're switching to Rue E-cubing. Interesting. Wow, one-handed? Dang. So with Rue, you use a lot of M slices, correct? Is that hard one-handed, or do you just do a different? Do you do it like a different technique at that point? I love it. Sorry, Netherite, I didn't even see. You said I'm back, and then you said got to go right away. Well, good to have you, even for a moment. Yeah, I don't blame you. The only reason that I went for the Hong is because, again, my neighbor is Jacob Noakes, who's like a big cube, like, you know, star, and he came over with it, and he has 3 of them already. It's so funny because he likes to say this cube is trash, but he has 3 of them and mains it. So I think it's hilarious that in the same moment he says it's oh, right, because you're allowed to use the table. I forget about that. That's right. Okay, that makes sense. Nice. Dude, send me a video of that if you don't mind. I would love to see you. Like, I guess I could go to your page and see it too, but like if you have any posted. But if you get a chance, send. Because especially now that I have my Cube Chemist email, it's so nice. Everyone can just email me stuff. Yeah, Jacob has a YouTube. He posts pretty much like I think just his comp solves and stuff and like his times. He'll do like a live stream once in a while, but yeah, he's got a YouTube. He's a very nice guy. This cube just feels so like I just feel yes, Jacob Noakes. Well, it sounds like you're pretty good. That sounded amazing, that time and everything. And I totally know what you mean about waiting for the GAN. What I was saying too. Sorry, I always get sidetracked and start right in the middle of a sentence, cut off to something else. But so yeah, I know what you mean. We're me and him both. We're literally like both anticipating the GAN. He'll probably get sent to prototype, and so I'll get to feel the prototype most likely, and then I can make my decision from there. That's the other reason why like I've gone with like the Hong and stuff is because like I got to try a prototype, I got to feel it first, I got to do a lot of stuff which I understand a lot of people don't get that privilege, so like I'm very lucky in that sense, and that's why also I'll try and give my opinions to people is because I do get a little bit of insider information that not everyone gets. Sweet. So should I look for him on Discord then, or on your YouTube page? So I want to make sure I get to. I'm serious. I'm really excited to see him. I love like I don't know. I'm a total nerd like that. I love nerding out on that. But yeah, the GAN is supposed to be good. So for as far as the GAN 5x5, like I haven't heard anything. I'm guessing it will have a UV coating option because I think they'd be kind of crazy to not offer that at this point. But all the prototypes I've seen, excuse me, have not been UV coated. They look a slight bigger size than the Hong, so that's where like I still may get the GAN, but I think I'll still really enjoy my Hong. Even if the GAN is amazing, I think I'll always still really enjoy this Hong. So that was one of the reasons I got it, is because I knew I wouldn't regret it. I'd already tried it, and like I kind of knew what to expect. And you know, when it being the first like ball core, you know, big cube and whatnot, but you know, actually from the factory, I should say, because again, PyCubeShock does ball core big cubes all day long. Oh, bye, Potato. I just saw you have to go. Have a good day at school. And E-cubing, I mean, I know you're good, man. You don't ever have to make up any, like, you don't have to justify anything. Trust me. And I'm smart enough to know, like, you know, if some anomaly happens, or if some, like, you know, Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a judger or a hater. I'm just super happy to see other people, you know, kicking butt. Oh, I'm so glad you like fresh hoods. Yeah, as soon as I thought of it, I was like, oh, I think he's gonna love this because I think I actually thought of the real name. Um, and what's your cube setup, E-cubing? You said your cube setup's quite poorly. What do you do? What is it? How is it set up? Joseph, and I literally have your email, and I still have not gone in and done the heart, and I like when you sent me that one of it with the translucent heart that's like more see through. I was like, oh my god, I love this, and I'm kicking myself right now for not having done it yet. I hope you know that. Like, I just feel like a stupid lazy bum right now. Like, I can't believe I haven't taken advantage of that. Yeah, there's a bunch of cool hoodies on Fresh Hoods. Anyone that, because I'm also a painter. I like again I went to school for music, so I did like audio engineering and music theory. So I did like two different degrees in music, and then I also got my science and chemistry degree. Um, but like in the midst of all that, like I've always been an artist. You know, music and art go hand in hand. I've been a painter like as long as I can think of. I used to do a lot of really big abstract paintings, and I just stopped, which is sad. And that's something I'm going to restart. And when I move, as I'm moving to Long Beach now, it's a new place that's just going to be all my own, and I'm going to set up a new little paint studio for myself because that's one thing I miss doing is painting, and I'm going to start posting my art too online. So good question, McKenna. I have not heard good things about the Diane Shang, like the solar, like if you're asking like the like I'm thinking of the 4x4, like the solar, or like the UV S4, or like any of those. Honestly, I've not heard good things because I was very close, especially like because I was like, oh, they have a UV coated one, like maybe this is nice. And I got almost like a resounding don't buy it from the person I asked. So I have not heard good things, but that's just my personal experience. Like could turn great because like I will say like the Qi EM Pro 4x4 probably super overlooked. Probably like you know most people think it's trash or whatever, but like for $13 that is a fantastic cube. Like I get that you could probably get like the YJ Mini or you could get like the Meilong 4x4. I mean you can get a lot of cubes for around $15 now, but like I don't know, for it performs well. It does. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no reason that it's bad. Like it just feels a little bit lighter and cheaper plastics. Um, oh, and okay, so it's at least something that you could fix if you wanted to. E-cubing. Um, it's funny that you say that too, because I took apart my RS3M 2020, and I was like, why are all the tensions different? And I like spent so much time like you know dialing in each side and. It makes a big difference. It's crazy. But yeah, McKenna, I can't personally recommend it just because I don't have one and I have not heard good things about them. Cool. Well, I will check out your page, eCubing, just so you know. I'll go on. I believe I'm already subbed. If not, I will make sure to sub. But I'm pretty sure I subbed to you a long time ago. Anyone that has a page, I try to go on and sub back because you know you guys were nice enough to subscribe to my channel, and I feel like it's the least I can do. I know not everyone's like trying to grow their channel and whatnot, but I just feel like it's the nice thing, the right thing to do. Oh, that's man. That's hard too. Like I'm such a like hoarder when it comes to lubes. Like because I'm so worried of being in that position where like I will like have a new cube but don't have lube, and then like you have to wait a week to get lube from like the you know cubicle or from China or whatever. Like I'm so scared of being in that position that like I always over order lube. Because it's especially like when you're doing your order, it's so like easy. Like, oh, I'm just gonna add on this like little $10 bottle of lube, and then like, oh, maybe just this other one too, and all of a sudden you've like bought a cube's worth, you know, like $40 or a cube's worth of lube. And the nice thing is it lasts a long time. But so one thing I'll say, E-cubing, like I use the Angstrom lubes, but I can give you an easy alternative that's like cheap and simple. Um, one thing I've found, so like the Angstrom lubes are good because like the Gravitas especially is a silicone base, so it gives you a good like plush silicone feel, and then the Dignitas, the white one, is kind of like it just also gives that same plushy feel. But then you just add one other, usually like one like something like FC Rush or DNM 37, something that's fast, and it usually like balances the two out. But like if you don't have Angstrom and you don't want to buy like the whole set or whatever, like my honestly, and this is a little bit of a secret of mine, like one of the best ways if you're trying to go like minimum lube, I mean if I had to pick one lube and one lube only, it would be Mystic. Mystic is plush and fast at the same time. Um, yeah, because Weight 5 will give it that plush feeling, but I feel like at least I usually want to get something that speeds it up at the same time so they kind of balance each other out. Um, but again, what I was going to recommend is I've been using Weight 3, and I've just been using it instead of putting it in the core or on like the tracks, I've just been putting like the tiniest little like literally just like a water droplet amount on the tip of the syringe and just like dabbing that into like three corners on top, two on bottom, and then like it'll literally almost just work perfect from there. I mean, on my last another good like combo that I used on this was on my VinCube. I just put FC Calm on the outer layers and 2 drops of silk on the inside layers, and oh well, then you might just need to clean it also. maybe because like what I'm doing is I'm gonna core magnetize my Alsu 4x4, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the whole thing apart, clean it, and then core magnetize it and lube it all at the same time. Um, and one thing too, like just I'm sure you guys already know this, but like with lube, less is more. Like almost all of my cubes, and this is why I've gone through so much lube, is like I almost always over lube my cube. Then I decide that like because at the moment you do it, it feels good. It feels oh it's just so smooth and plush and fast. But you give that a day, and all those lubes start to gum up, and like anything that was like liquidy starts to kind of dehydrate and gum up also, and so what I found is that like I usually lube my cubes and then like 2 days later I end up taking them apart, wiping it all out, and the residual lube that's in there is usually like the sweet spot. It's usually like that's perfect now. So it just shows how much I really waste when I'm lubing my cubes. And just anyone that's won any of the giveaway cubes also, if your cube ever feels over lubed, like I said, I have a tendency to add a little extra, especially if I'm giving it away. So if it feels ever over lubed, just take a few pieces out and wipe them down, and just wipe that lube off, and it'll retain a lot of that lubed feel in the cube. Because I have a feeling some of those, like I said, over time they probably start to feel like a little more thick and sluggish, and that's a good way. Mention like you actually, you know. Oh, nice. What do you over lube and then clean it? Is that what you do? Are you talking about where you lube it and then you kind of take it apart and clean it and then you're in that like sweet spot? So for me, the biggest cube that I have right now is 7x7, and honestly, I probably would have got a 9x9, but my friends didn't know. Like my friends got me a gift and they got me a second 7x7, which I probably didn't need a second one, but yeah, I will probably, if I go bigger, I'll probably go something to like a 9x9 or 11x11. Um, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not super fast at the 7x7 yet, so like it's not like I'm like, oh well, this is easy, I'm moving on, you know. Hey, welcome, Hamad. What is the biggest cube you do, McKenna? You see, it's cool. You really like your big cubes. I like that. Right? It's so Joseph. That's exactly what I mean. It's like you can literally like take unlubed pieces and switch them out, and like the residual will probably be like almost perfect. It was so funny. I got someone said in the comments today, they said, or yesterday, they said, "Man, you're like 20, and you're even excited for your package or something like that about getting a package from a cube shop." And I said, "Oh man, I'm older than 20." And I just kind of laughed. I said, "You're making me feel really old now." I like the. So 7x7's your favorite, huh? It's a good one. I feel like I've gotten really lucky too because I have the Meilong and the Alfu, which are like really good 7x7s. I'm really curious about, is it the Yufu? Is that what the YJ one's called? I'm really curious to try that. Ever since you said that you broke yours. F perm. Oh, nice. Well, thank you. I do work. I do practice a lot on my PLLs. That's why, like, again, my homework for cubing has nothing to do with PLLs because those I actually have down pretty well. Um, I believe it's the 7V2M. Let me get the box real quick. One second. Oh my gosh. I went looking for it and I looked through all of my cubes and just as I sat down now, I just remembered where it is. It's in my cubing backpack in the other room, but I want to say it is. I want to say it's the V2M. Yeah. So did you ever get your UFU fixed or anything? I know you had a problem with it. Isn't everything bigger than one? No, that's a good question, Joseph. But that's the kind of stuff. Don't ever feel bad asking a question. That's like the whole point of this. I want everyone to feel like super comfortable. You know, if you don't know something, that like to me honestly, like it takes more courage to ask something that you don't know about than to just brag about times and stuff. That's why I'm always like, that's cool. That really everyone gets good times, but I think it's also way more brave to say what you don't know more than what you do. So. Um, isn't everything bigger than 4 or just 3x3? So, somewhat, like, so for, essentially with big cubes, you have to build your centers. That's like, so, and on even cubes is really, it is the biggest difference is because on an odd numbered cube, just like on a 3x3, you have a center piece that doesn't change. It always, like, this is always the yellow side, this is always the red side, where on even numbered cubes, you don't have that. Like, there's no center piece. So like I can scramble this up and like now you see there's no center like white, red, and there's no certain color that this has to be. Like you actually have to build the sides in the right color orientation and whatnot. So that is the biggest difference with big cubes. But like so you again you'd build so like you build bars, like you have this white bar here and I have a white bar here. So now you would put those together and now you have like your white center. So you have essentially build your centers. So like I have a blue bar here, I have a blue bar here. So now like and then you have to remember the orientation of the colors in the cube, which Bogor is the most, what most people use to, you know, recognize what the the acronym for the orientation. So like with the white on the left, it's blue, orange, green, red, and that's just the easiest way. And so in even numbered cubes, so 6 by 6, 8 by 8, all of those you're gonna have to pretty much build your sides. So like here, so now I just got this, was kind of trying to show you, but like now we have white here, we have blue, orange, green, red, and yellow. So we have this cube set up in the right orientation. So now essentially you build your edge pairs. So like this green and red and yellow, you want to pair with the other red and yellow, and then you're gonna save that pair. Like, so here's a pair already made. So we're gonna put that one, like, actually this is the whole piece, that doesn't really matter now, you're gonna break that up, but like, so that's a pair already been put together. So we'll save it in the top layer. Like here like how you make your white cross too, like you'll just you slice over, so you find like two pieces that go together, slice over to make that pair, put that up into the top, and then you can either, you don't have to fix it, but if with free slice you leave it you know, unfixed and just keep matching pairs, and then you refix your centers at the end. But on the beginner's method, you refix your centers pretty much every time. But so once you get all your edges, once you get all these pairs made, then it's a 3 by 3. You literally just insert you make a pair of this with the white, and where'd it go? With the white, so the white, blue, and red piece here, I'll just put it together just so you can see. So now we would insert that into this, just like in a 3 by 3, so we have that pair in there, and you do that for each side. And again, all these are already solved, all these edges, so it's really simple. It all comes together really fast. Yeah, I switch off between 3-2-3 and free slice. I go back and forth. Yeah, that's why I had to explain it a little bit, because like even number cubes are definitely a different like animal. Because again, for like 5 by 5, I don't have to think that much. Like I said, I know what color each side is. Also, the other thing, Joseph, that you run into is parity. So like you can get to the end where you get where you'll get like the whole yellow should be solved, or you should have your yellow cross, and you might have one like set of edge pieces flipped where the yellow is pointing out, and that's something that only happens on even numbered cubes. So OLL parity is something that we get, and then PLL parity also. There's more parities which are anomalies that happen only on those cubes. So there are a few extra things that happen, but for the most part you do use similar algs, everything, to do it all. Oh, did Jesse do a review on that one? I haven't watched that one. I'll have to watch that tonight. Sorry, let me go back in the comments. I got a little bit behind. So I was literally just solving on the Diane. I don't think it's called the Guhong. I think it's called the Diane Megaminx Pro. But the Diane Mega, I would get the Diane Mega XL, to be honest. I didn't like the old GAN, and I heard it's kind of similar to that. It's like the same size, the same feel and shape. It just has maglev, core magnetization. It has all these added features, but I didn't personally like the old one. That's why I really like the Diane Megaminx, and they came out with the XL version after I bought mine, and I have big hands and it's a pretty small puzzle, so I would say get the Diane Megaminx Pro XL. If I had to make any recommendation, that's the one I would say. Now, the GAN one is probably amazing, and again, I haven't actually got to try it yet. but the original GAN I was not as big a fan of. But I know GAN's making a lot of big changes and a lot of big strides to make different new puzzles. I was just reading, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but I read an email I got from someone. Let's see who it was from. I thought I had it in here. It might be on my other account, but there was an email someone had sent me about all the GAN puzzles they were coming out with, like the new Square One, the new Mega Minx, the 14 Pro. There was a lot. But yeah, the again, Cube Y Mill's not wrong. The Guhong, I don't know if it's called the Guhong Mega. If it is, I might be mistaken. But whatever the Diane Mega Minx Pro, that's the one I would recommend, to be honest. And if you get the GAN, let me know how it is, because if it's different and if it's awesome, I'd love to know about it. So yeah, if you do venture outside, go ahead and let us know about it, please. And oh, you have to buy the piece still mechanic. So is it hard to find the piece? Because I was just watching a thing on, like, I think a Speedcube shop or someone, and they were saying how they had like so many random extra pieces sitting around, and I thought of you actually in that moment. I was like, oh, I bet you McKenna could get her piece from here. And see, yeah, like I was just reading, I heard GAN Mega is fragile or Jesse's rough with it. So like, see, if it's even slightly fragile, or if it even has slightly the reputation of not being like really awesome, I would say go with the Diane, because the Diane has nothing but good reviews. And GAN hasn't really been in the Mega Minx space besides their first one, and like I said, their first one was very basic, and I watched a whole video on that one too, and it was not like, it was pretty basically designed. I mean, it was just, I think they were just trying to get out into that Mega Minx space, and I just have a feeling they're still doing that. I feel like they're trying to play catch up, because Moe's released so many puzzles, and I feel like they think they need to release now. I'm interested to watch this this video though about Jesse going. So it must be the new review from the Cubicle, I'm guessing, on that cube. He put the center in very poorly. And I love it. I hate even numbered cubes. Yeah, I mean, 6x6, like, that's where I was very tempted, because they make the Meilong 6x6, which is just like the 7x7, and that's a great cube. So, like, the only reason I didn't is because the 6x6, again, for Joseph, like, you know, who you're not experienced in big cubes, 4x4, 6x6, 8x8, any even cube, besides 2x2, is going to have, it can have OLL parity and PLL parity. And I was trying to just get to that point, so hopefully I could show you, but actually I can just set it up even. What am I looking for here? So yeah, if anyone else, I don't know if anyone else does much 4x4 or anything, but I'm curious, does anyone else do free slice, or does everyone else do 3x3 edge pairing? Because I had someone in the chat here the other night. I don't know if you were in here, and I forget who it was that said it, but they said that they got good times just doing like pretty much free slice, or what is the edge pairing you do for 4x4, or for 5x5. Sorry, I'm trying to think and solve here, but and it was funny, as I did a little experiment. I was like, okay, well, if he can get some good times, maybe I can too. And I actually did. I got some great times. So like here, Joseph, this is where now you're to a 3x3. So now you have centers made, you have edges and corners, and you just have to put them all together. But the only problem is, again, you can get, so like here's an edge and corner right here. So now I'm just going to insert that in right there. Now we have blue with blue and orange here, so I'm just going to move this over and get that pair all lined up, and now we can insert that. You can also You can also sledge. Sledging is nice, so do like that. But it looks like if it depends on how this last pair goes in, but it looks like, oh, I didn't get parity. So let's see. I'm gonna set it up with parity. I learned the new like faster parity alg, and I should have stuck with it. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go with what I know, and I screwed up my old one. That was like Old Faithful. That was the one I've done a million times. Okay. Hopefully this isn't completely destroyed now. Sorry, I was just trying to give an example of parity on this thing, because it's like that's. I just want him to understand why everyone's like, oh, I hate even numbered cubes and stuff, because it really is a pain. No lie. Because seriously, I was gonna buy the Meilong 6x6. I was like, well, if I'm getting the 7x7, I might as well. And then I sat there thinking, well, it's going to be a lot like solving the 7x7, but with more parities. And I was like, maybe I'll hold off on that one. And that was just a personal choice. I mean, it's kind of just depends on, like I said, I'm not fast enough on 7x7 yet to feel like I should be like rocking 6x6. Yeah, absolutely. It's between those two E-cubing. Sorry, I was just reading about the Megaminx between the Diam Pro and the GAN V2. Absolutely. And yeah, I've used 323 for so long, and I just got so used to it. And like I said, that kid the other night just threw me a curveball. He's like, well, I don't use 323. I just use, regular free slice, and I get it good times. And I was like, well, maybe I'll give it a shot. And to be honest, it takes a little bit more like look ahead and planning, but it can be very fast, because essentially like every time you slice over, and this is essentially what you're doing in 323 too, is you're setting them all up so when you slice back you make 3 pairs all at once, right? Where like when you can kind of do the same thing. So like when I slice over, like, so if I slice, sorry, let me get this on camera. So when I slice the cube over, I'll make it so like here we'll make a pair, and then as I'm gonna slice back, the part that's over here now, I'll have the after, so like it makes a pair, then I'll bring another broken pair down here, and then I'll have the piece that it needs to match with over here. So when it slices back, it makes this pair, and then when I slice back, it makes this pair. So that was the fastest way I found to go ahead and like kind of free slice on a 4x4 and still get good times. It was a part of a strategic strategy that Jay Perm said in one of his videos, but just for every time you take another broken pair out, you want to have it pre-lined up with something, so that way you're not spending time tracking pieces and all that. Yao 5 up, but I use free slice. Yeah, I use free slice, like I said, on 5x5. I've always done 323 on 4x4, and then like I said, it just got me thinking. I was just curious if anyone else, whatever else. Oh, and for me, the new alg, it's not really new. It's just so I learned a long time ago the parity alg was like doing small r U2, L F2, L prime, or small L prime F2, and then small R2 U2. So like, and that just switches these two. So this is what parity looks like, Joseph. Like you'll get to the, I'm sure you've seen this before. I'm just going over this. But like, so you'll get your yellow cross should all be set up, and then you get an edge pair that's like this. And this is, you just do the alg I just did, and it's fine. It'll fix it. But you can see I don't do that one very fast. That's why I learned a new one. And it's the wide move one where it's R wide, U2, and then you do an X move. That one is much faster, and I don't know, I like that one a lot more also. And that one also flips, I don't know if anyone notices this, but it also flips the whole entire 4 edge, which is nice. It's not just these 2 in the middle. So yeah, I use, like I said, for 4x4, I'm like going back and forth right now between 3-2. I use Yao for one, but I don't do Hoya, but I'm going back and forth between 3-2-3 and like free slice or just plain reduction, whatever you want to call it. Only time you get wrong when you clean. That's true. That's so funny. So like, and then also, so you saw the parity you can get on OLL. So then you can also get PLL parity, which this doesn't happen on 5x5, and that's why again 5x5 is so nice. You can get, so with 5x5, parity kind of looks like this. You have like pieces that, like, all these pieces go together, but they're not together in the right orientation where they look like a pair. And it's same with these ones. See how like the middle piece is flipped? That's what parity, and like that's where you literally would do that same exact algorithm I just did on the 4x4, but on 5x5 if you wanted to fix these. But another trick, if you have a double edge parity on 5x5, I have a video on this, but I don't know if everyone knows this. So it's almost the best case scenario to have an even number of parities on 5x5. Like if you have 3, that's actually a bummer because you're going to have to do at least one parity algorithm. But when you have 2, or if you have 4, you can literally put them adjacent to each other like this. You just slice over, sorry, I went off camera. All you do is slice over that middle layer. So this middle layer right here, you just slice that over, and now you're going to go to the side, like, if you're looking at it, you're going to do this on the left front edge, do the flipping algorithm, and then now, as you can see, you switch it back, all solved. So that's what parity looks like on a 5x5, and it's not a big deal. Where, like I said, on 4x4, you can get parity on the OLL, and then also you get this. You get this, which is not any PLL that exists. That is just PLL parity. Or you get where this side and this side only are unsolved, and they're not just need to be switched. They're literally just like, it's so weird. And then what you have to do is take, when you have them adjacent like that, then you have to move one of the colors over so now that they're opposites, and then you can do that's the parity PLL alg for 4x4. So yeah, that's the extra stuff that that you have to do. But the new algo thing I learned, and this is not new, most people probably use this as their standard alg, but it's just the R U2, and then you do X move, and you do R U2, R U2, then you do R prime U2, L U2, and then R, and again, that switches the whole 4 on the front. And again, if you do it, so you can see it's much faster than that first one I did, and that's still me. Like, I only learned this like a couple days ago, and it's already faster than the algo I was using. So with time and practice, that's going to be a game changer. If you see anyone pretty much doing OLL or sorry PLL parity alg on 4x4, that's usually the alg they're using. It's very fast. You can always tell because they're doing wide moves and then double flicks. It's very identifiable. Bro, E-cubing. Okay, I literally, like, are you talking about one of the maglev magnets? Because I got one right here that did the same thing. This was a maglev ring magnet, and it, like, I went to pull it off the stick to go ahead and maglev my cube, and it literally just fell apart. That's like 5 pieces that are magnetized together now. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but this is supposed to be a ring magnet that just, yeah, it just happened the other night on camera. Even I was like, what? This thing just like disintegrated in my hands. Yeah, bro, they like, I don't know if they're just mass produced and like, you know, it's whatever, but I was not stoked about that. Cause and that's, I guess, too, you know how they give you 2 extra magnets? That, I guess, is why. Because there's a good chance that they're gonna freaking fall apart on you. So, like, here's a perfect example, Joseph. Like, so here's a regular U-perm. Like, you have blue, red, orange. These just need to rotate. This needs to go to this side. This needs to go to this side. This side's solved. Like, that's normal. Where, like, again, like, the parity on 4x4, it's so weird. And what happens is, what you don't realize is, now watch, if I do, now let's do just any, let's do a G perm. So we're gonna, so now you have what looks like almost an unrecognizable PLL. This is where the parity really screws with you, because, like, so if you're looking at this, you have headlights here. So now I would say this is a GD perm, but this side has nothing going on. Like, or honestly, it looks more like an RA perm, but these colors don't need to be switched. Like, this isn't, if this was green and this was orange and these just needed to be switched, then you'd have an RA perm. But this is like, if you keep, the more you analyze it, this is not a PLL that exists. And that's where parodies are so frustrating, because what you have to do is you have to see this, recognize that it doesn't, there is literally unsolvable, and you have to do your parody algorithm mid-solve, and then now you see, oh, I have a GD perm, because now this block right here where that would tell you have a GD perm, this is unsolved back here. So the parity, like, presents it as an unsolvable PLL, so you have to do your parity alg to even see, okay, now I do this, and the cube's solved. Oh, your ring magnet was off the cubes? I know, buddy. I'm sorry if I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I knew, you know, when you asked that, I was trying to give you a full and complete answer. So, like, one thing too, like, I mean, and this is the way I know, this is why I liked, if anyone gets a chance, go to Dan's cubing cheat sheet. It's great. I don't know necessarily, like, agree with every single algorithm on that website, but I will say, I like the way he gives names to everything. Like, he puts names, like, funny names, and names that actually make sense with the way things look. Like, he'll call this the fish or the whatever. Like, he has way more clever names, but he has all these funny names that, like, help you remember the algs. It's so interesting because, like, so F perm shouldn't have headlights, because like, I was actually just gonna go through this. I was gonna say, so, like, the way I identify things is, like, there's only, what is it, like, 3 algs that have a solved side. Like, your U perm, you're gonna have an F perm, and let's see, trying to think if there's any others, because almost every other one has headlights involved. Because, like, a J perm does. Oh wait. No, a J perm has a solved side. Sorry. So, like, a J perm. Yeah, J perm, F perm, and U perm. Like, I'm trying to go through them in my head. Like, E perm definitely not. G perm definitely has headlights, all of them. H is obviously has a one missing edge, or one misaligned edge on every side. So yeah, it's interesting. What's your discovery? on a cube's ring. The maglev magnets. That's interesting. That's actually very interesting. And also, like, Joseph, so talking about algs, like, this is where I was going through too in my Bridging the Gap series. Like, so, like, for someone who might see this and go, like, I don't know how to solve that or what this is, like, getting to identify it, like, is huge, because it, like, even if you don't know this alg, if you do a T-perm or a J-perm, like, if you memorize pretty much a T-perm or a J-perm, you can turn almost any alg into a U-perm, or any PLL, sorry. Because, like, if I take this, which is an F-perm, which it has a very interesting kind of, it's a lot like a J-perm, but it has a few different setup moves. But if you take that and you just did a J-perm, it actually just leaves you with a U-perm. So there are like little shortcuts. I mean, that's not the way you want to approach it. Like, as going forward, you want to obviously, like, you want to learn your algs, but you were asking about, like, people who aren't looking to become, like, advanced, like, you just want to get, you know, a little bit quicker. Like, I absolutely have some tips for you, and, like, I can make, like, I'm sure people will give me a hard time about this because they're gonna say, like, oh, these are shortcuts and these are, you know, these are bad habits to build. But again, if you're not trying to become like a professional cuber or anything, why perm? Then I absolutely have some, like, little cheater tips that can get you faster and faster. Again, but again, I don't want to encourage you to not learn, you know, the rest of the stuff. But, like, if you're saying, you know, I'm not going to learn that stuff anyways, then yeah, I absolutely have some tips for you to make life easier, 100%. Because I understand what that's like. It's like, you're like, I don't plan on being Max Park. I just want to, you know, get some tricks. Like, I just want to get a little better here. Thickness of the cubicle ring. Oh, wow. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's interesting, because maybe that's why, like, a lot of people don't necessarily love maglev, and, like, I've custom done it to a lot of cubes, and I always like the ones that I do, and I wonder if that's why. And I wonder if that's because I've said this a million times that I think it increased corner cutting. I wonder if it's because the ones that I'm using are those stronger magnets, so it gives you a little more, like, snap and pop. Like when if those are thicker magnets, when you go to push up and they go to, like, repel against each other, and they go, ugh, and they get to that point where they're, like, getting close and they're, like, want to snap back, like, the stronger those magnets are, the more snap you're gonna have. So, like, maybe that's why, like, I've always said it makes the corner cutting a little bit, like, snappy and, like, not harsh, but, like, a little more of a cut than, like, you know, some, but it makes it work. And you're making a lot of sense. I'm just putting this all together. I wonder if it's because it has a little bit stronger, you know, repulsion. Oh, I see where you're going, buddy. Okay. But I still have, like I said, even if it's not just, like, you know, little tips to help you get faster, I still have a bunch of great ideas. Like, like I said, I got so busy with this moving stuff and everything that I've kind of gotten away from that Bridging the Gap series. Yeah, mine was one of the ones from the cubicle. Mine was a kit that I bought. That magnet is 100% from one of the cubicle. Like, you can see, I don't know if you can see how thick they are, but, like, let me see if I can, because they're so janked up, but, like, yeah, you can see these are the pretty thick ones. Hey, Anthony, what's up, buddy? But yeah, this thing just, like, I went to peel it off the magnet stick and it just crumbled into pieces right in my hand. Actually, it went all the pieces went flying all over the place. So yeah, this is our, Anthony, if you haven't seen, this is our giveaway cube this week. We magnetized, UV coated over the stickers, so these carbon fiber stickers are now UV coated. Really came out nice. It feels really nice. I did kind of a custom premium lube setup for whoever wins. But welcome, man. How's your night going? cool. I was just wanting to catch you up in case you didn't. Oh yeah, I mean, I wasn't too surprised, and like I said, that's why I think that's why they give you extras, is so that way, you know, if they do break, like it was no big deal because they give you 2 extra in every kit, so I just kept going. But so was this another one out of a cube or another one out of are yours from the cubicle, or are yours just out of the cube? Oh, and well, thank you for stopping in, man. Like, you know, I'm always happy to see you, or to see your name on there. How's school been? And that's awesome. You had off. Was it what? How come you have off school today? What was there? Something like a? Was there a holiday I'm missing? It's not that there. Oh, I was just asking him. We had both had a couple maglev magnets just break, and like I said, it happens. That's why they give you extras. It's no biggie. I was just curious if his were the same ones. So what grade are you in? I feel remiss for not asking you this before. I mean, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. I can talk to you privately later or whatever, but how's everything on the East Coast? But yeah, how'd you get school off today? What made them do that? Just curioso. Oh, nice. You like the school you're at and everything? High school is such an interesting time. I had a very interesting high school career. Oh, I over-rotated. That was crazy. What is it? Oh yeah. Sorry. What? So what do you guys call it over there? Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't, and you know, you can't blame it, people. You know, like once as I build more of a reputation, I feel like that's less likely to happen. But you can't be mad, you know, for people for protecting their privacy and whatnot. Akshay, sorry if I mispronounced that. What he says, sir, I can make it in 1 minute. What can you make? Cookies? I'm just messing with you. Um, oh yeah, I know what that's like. I was in all the AP classes in high school, and same with like with foreign languages and stuff. Like I took, you know, all 4 years, which most people didn't, and it is. You get into these classes with people that are not anywhere close to your age, and it's very different. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. We say prep, grade 1, grade 2, all the way through grade. Okay. And then is college university there? Is that the same as in like the UK and stuff? I botched that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Uni. Cool. I just like learning about other cultures and whatnot. Man, I just can't get a good time to save my life tonight. It's getting better. I know you've been busy on the researching. Nice. Heck yeah. I swear that's like the true hallmark of a real nerd is how excited I am over this over this science experiment pretty much that we're talking about. I love this. Oh, okay. So how do you know so what do you know already as far as like are you using the beginner method? What method are you using to solve the cube right now? So if you Akshay, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, I apologize. I did not ever trying to mispronounce anyone's name. Um, if you'd like, so you can. I have my email. You can comment on the page. I also have my email in my description for the page. If you want to reach out to me, I will send you the links. I have some links to some videos that work on specifically that, just how to like kind of get from the beginner method and start bridging the gap over to like not necessarily being advanced or professional, but just getting you on the road to knowing where to start, which algs to start with, which ones are going to be more beneficial, how to use what from the beginner method to what can you bring over. It's just I can help you out with all that. So yeah, if you reach out to me, I will be happy to send you the links. Yeah, so if you do that, just send me a little email just saying, hey, I'd love to get those links for the training videos, and I will send those right over to you. You can also just find them on my page if you want to just look. There's a Bridging the Gap series, which talks just about the best first algs to learn when you're getting out of the beginner method. You're so polite calling me sir. You don't have to do that, by the way, but that is very nice of you. It's much appreciated. I'm someone who was raised. A lot of my people that I work with are from the South. They have a lot of that Southern hospitality, and I was raised to be very polite and whatnot, and so I just really appreciate that kind of stuff. Like, manners are something that are so overlooked these days. Dude, why don't we try it? Because again, if it's, I mean, at the very worst, bro, like, I can always take it off. Like, that's the nice thing about this too, is I figured out a way where, like, even if you UV coat something, like, if you want it to, it's gonna stay on there for years. But if you want to take it off, I can absolutely, like, you know, get that off and pretty much give you a fresh start on it too. So maybe let's do it, bro. I even have, man, I wonder if a 2x2 would be a good example of it, or if I should just do a 3x3. Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm all for it. Seriously. I love that you think like that, and you're just, I love that you're a go-getter. It's awesome. It's so nice to be able to, like, work on projects with someone too. So yeah, let's decide, like, what cube we want to use and, like, everything, and because I'll go ahead and start getting supplies, and because I'll make sure to have all the UV coating. I can make sure to have the cube. I'll make sure to have everything. Because they get you from Yellow Cross and just rotating pieces and circles too. Yeah, I agree. That's why I was like, I just happened to have a random 2x2 sitting around, but I was like, I think it makes way more sense to go with not only, like you said, something more well, I guess that's the point, is it's more familiar. Like a 3x3, I'm very familiar with how the pieces work. It doesn't have a bunch of extra internals like the 2x2s or 4x4s have all these extra internal pieces that make them more difficult. So I agree. We'll do a 3x3 because I mean, it can be anything. Yeah, let me know like if you have one in mind that you're thinking, I want to kind of look at some of the cubes, like their internal pieces, and see if some of them might like if there's a little more space in the inside of one of them. So like I want to kind of look at the inside of cubes and see if there's one that really looks like it would benefit. Yeah, absolutely, dude. You got it, dude. Total done. Seriously, I'll order it ASAP. I gotta place an order for some new new supplies and whatnot anyway, so I'll get it. And you think just I guess, yeah, because we want to go matte coating, because if we're gonna do the polymer coating, do all that, then we want to go we want pretty much to go as simple as possible. So that's great. Yeah, it's not. I mean, the RS3M is only like $9 or whatever, so it's not too big of a deal. What's the name of that blind cube? I want to look it up, because I can help with that too. I can also like kind of look into what mods might be possible for you. I'm very curious. Seriously, I'm loving it. You have no idea, man. I'm so happy that we met. Yeah, I've been very excited about this, and like I said, I will start getting everything handled, and we will go from there. And I've taken some of your, just so you know, this is just not really for everyone else, but I've taken some of your tips and I've been trying to implement them. It's hard, especially editing yourself is harder, I feel like, than people think sometimes. So I might ask you to edit some stuff for me, just to see like what comes out different when you edit it versus me, because a lot of times when you edit your own stuff, you think everything's important or everything you're saying is important, and when someone else does it, you can cut out a lot of that fat. So I really might be contacting you to go over some of that, because I really think that what we talked about is so accurate about that. It's the YJQ. Oh man, I feel like I just saw that too. Oh, the giveaway. Interesting. I just saw what the giveaway is for the Cubicle this week. So one is a US only sweepstakes giveaway for the GAN 14 Maglev Pro. 5 copies to 5 winners. Click here to complete details and how to enter. So if anyone wants to win a GAN 14 Maglev Pro, there are 5 of them they're giving away, and they where you usually find the giveaway items on their page, it tells you all the qualifications on how to win. It says interesting. It says here's how to do it. Make any purchase on our website. You will be automatically entered. Free method of entry. No purchase necessary. You can send us mail. So you can send them a piece of mail, or you can simply buy something. Either way gets you entered into the contest, and they're picking 5 winners. Essentially, that's what the gist of what I just read. Yeah, no rush or anything, Anthony. I was thinking about it, and I was trying to implement what we talked about. And like I said, I just feel like when you're doing your own editing, you're like, oh, that's probably important. This is probably important, and I think that you could be a little more brutal and chop the, pieces out that don't need to be there, and make it a little more concise and succinct. But yeah, no rush, man. School is important. School is of the utmost importance. So when you have time, just let me know, and I'll shoot you over some projects I'm working on. So my Instagram, I've tried to change. I tried to change my Discord, my Twitch, because when I started this channel, it was CC Cube Slayer. So that's what it is at this moment, because a lot of them they won't let you change it within like the next first 60 days or whatever. So yeah, mine it's just CC. I'll type it out here. And it just stands for, the CC stands for Cali, Colorado Cube Slayer, because I pretty much go back and forth between California and Colorado constantly. But that's my Instagram. I will be honest, I'm not quite as like on top of uploading on Instagram, just because you don't do like my full length videos and stuff, so to speak. Like, you don't really load like a 45-minute video onto Instagram, and I don't do quite as many shorts. Like I'll do like a lot of the giveaway, because I do shorts for my giveaway, and I'll do shorts when I think of it or whatever. But like I just don't do near as many of those. And same with TikTok, Instagram, they all really embrace the shorts format, and I don't do as many. Like I said, I utilize them for just making announcements for the giveaways, and like if I have something that I can do in under 60 seconds, obviously I will. But I'm kind of old school, and I'm kind of long-winded. That's why we were talking about editing, is because I know some of my videos, I'm sure, could be cut down from the long time they are to something more manageable for people. Hey, Mark, have a beautiful night. Hope you get some good sleep. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Much appreciated, my friend. Let's see. Is that better? I know it's darker, but like I don't know, that intense light almost makes it seem like it's almost washed out. And I don't think let me see if I can turn it down at all. Oh, I can. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's that sweet spot. All right. Man, has anyone watched any like awesome movies lately? I've been on this like I mean, I'm a little older. I'm sure, as everyone knows, I was like a huge '90s kid. You know, grew up with like Adam Sandler and stuff, and I was watching just like I think it was Big Daddy, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. I just was on this like whole Happy Gilmore or Adam Sandler like tear this last week, but it was just more out of nostalgia than anything. But like, especially because his movies are nothing like they used to be. Like now, he has all those weird Netflix movies and whatnot, and they're fine. But like, it's not the same as when he was young. Like when he was young and on SNL, and the same with um, like Chris Farley. Like it was just such a different time. Again, this might be before a lot of people's time on here, but because I still remember like Jim Carrey being from In Living Color, and he played Homie the Clown. Uh, mm-hmm. Where did that go? I just had this great setup going on. Oh, come on, there you are. Come on. There we go. Come on, come on. Oh man, I don't have my good cubing music on. I'm sure that is the problem. like this is where if I had two parodies, I could have just done a slice, flip, slice, and it would have been done. But because I only have one, I actually had to do the parody algorithm, which is much slower. Whoa, a J-perm, cool. Oh my god, I almost botched it. Oh my god, I did. I'm sorry, that was funny. I had like the easiest. I had a J-perm, and I didn't mess it up. So this is, to be fair though, this is exactly why like Jacob and people said that this cube was trash. Was like I went to go just do something with the outer layers, and because the magnets were kind of light, like it just ended up moving some things that weren't supposed to be moved. But sorry, yeah, I literally did all my OLO. I literally redid the 3x3 OLO and POLO all second time. But that's part of cubing live. It happens. Sorry, I gotta go back and read a little bit. Acrylic in the UV current direction. And moist surface like skin. Oh. I mean, it's so funny because if you look at any of the UV coated ones like this, the ones that I UV coated, like you can see like there's a serious amount of grip. Like, so I can see what you're saying. Like, oh, interesting. Put acrylic. Whoa, hey, welcome from Portugal. Awesome. We always welcome people from everywhere here. The acrylic on acrylic plus glue should make it much faster. Right? I just, those classic Dumb and, I was just reading your Dumb and Dumber post. That dude, oh my gosh, Men in Tights, Robin Hood Men in Tights, so classic. Like, and see that's like you're talking about my era too. Like, watched it with my cousin and her husband. It was, yeah, dude, Dumb and Dumber is just like, it's gonna be. That's why it's so hard that they did sequels, because the first one was so good. I still can't believe I messed up a J. I mean, I literally sit here and do J-perms on like every different cube, big cube, small cube, like. And I just think it's so funny, like, as I was doing it, I'm like, oh man, I almost messed up on a J-perm, and then I actually messed it up. Like, this is like should be one of the easiest. Oh, that is just too much. That got me. It's like sub 40 on my part. Yeah, I'm still like, I still take a couple minutes on 5x5. It's not, I wish I was a lot faster. That's why I've been practicing. Like, I was talking about this with Jacob too, is like, he said, just so you know, because he knows I do a lot of events. And he was like, just so you know, he's like, most people that get really good at an event, he's like, they're not really doing like, he's like, again, once you get better at them all, you can do as many events as you want. But he's just said, starting out, he goes, I would try and stick to one event at a time if you're really trying to get really good. He goes, because most of the people that are like the best at an event, they're probably like, they probably didn't learn that as they learned like 4 other events, where I get a little bit ADD and I'm like, oh, I want to do 4x4, 3x3, 5x5, 7x7, 3, 2x2. I want to learn square one. I want to do cube. I want to do pyraminx, and that's all fine and well. It just means that it might take a little longer for you to master all of those. Is really all I'm saying. Hey, Joseph, you have a beautiful night, man. Best wishes again to you and Katie. Yeah, sorry, I just saw your good night message, but I hope everything goes well. Rats are cubes. Yo, welcome. Yeah, I usually do. I'd be like I said, that was kind of a flustered solve because I was just reading your you can trace parity and count slices. Absolutely, like you can even avoid like if you. That's why, like I said, I usually try if I set up a parity set, I'll let it go for a minute, and if I get another one, then I'll let it go again. But then if I get a third one, I'll usually fix that one mid solve. That third parity like set just kind of got by me, and then because yeah, like I said, I don't mind like I said the even numbers because you can slice them, but once you get into an odd number, it's weird. And like I said, I just happened to overlook that one. But yes, you're absolutely right. You can just fix them mid solve so you don't have that problem because fixing them mid solve is still faster to me than using the parity alg. So. I don't even know what is the. I just saw that one more. Oh man, we're getting up there. It feels weird holding. Yeah, it's funny you say that because like even just so using the even just like the special edition SE, using this and then going to the RS3 V5, like not even a 5x5 but just a V5, which is a half mil to a mil bigger, already feels big. And then again, then you go to a something like, and this is why I said I wish the Vin Cube or any 4x4 that comes out would be a 58 millimeter, because it would be such a nice transition going from a 55 and a half to a 58 4x4 to a 60 5x5 to a 62 6x6. Just 2 millimeter increments would just be so nice as far as like going up in puzzles, and they're just all over the board, all over the map. Good day, mates. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the comments. Yeah, the only Australian we know for sure is E-cubing. anyone could say good day, for sure. My PB is a 14.4. That's a single. My best average is an 18.8 actually. And thank you for easy. I appreciate that. The cube, I was hoping it was going to come out really nice, and I was really excited when it really came out as nice as it. E-cubing, you remembered my PB. Thank you. Yes, it is a 14. You're awesome. That's so cool. So when you started OH, was that the beginning of your cubing, or had you already started cubing at that point? But yeah, was your year and a half to get to sub 12, was that like when you started cubing, or was that just when you started OH? Okay, I was just curious. I was gonna say because I think I've only been cubing for a year and a half total. That, I swear that's how it happens though. Once you get a time that gets, you're like, ooh, I can do it. It's proof. See, that's what happened with my 14. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I had just dropped like 20 seconds in like a week, and then I didn't get that time again for a long time, or not, even close. Obviously, I haven't gotten that exact same time, or else that would be my PB. But yeah. That's another reason I'm excited to get moved. Is like, moving has been a huge distraction, and it's messed with my training a lot. Like, I had like, I have comps even here in Colorado that I might have to like cancel on just because I'm going to be in Long Beach now, so I'm going to have to start looking for comps out there. Still can't believe I did mess up a J perm on a 5x5. The V9, so you're talking about just the ball core UV? Or are you talking about like the 20 magnet? Because there's a few that have maglev. If you're talking about just the ball core UV, like the UV ball core and maglev version, I can tell you like my lube setup, I can tell you my tension and compression. Because mine doesn't feel flimsy, I will say. That's the one nice thing about the maglev too, and this is something I've just commented on before, is and again, I know maglev's not for everyone, but this is just a fact about like the science behind it. But like, you can kind of tighten it a little more, so if the cube feels flimsy, like I've noticed you can tighten it while still retaining your corner cutting and your performance. I mean just the maglev. Okay, so like just the tensioning. Because what I do is I can tell you what I have mine set on, if that helps. So like this is the, this is the, sorry, it's the RS3 MV5. This is my V9. So I have it set to 2 clicks on compression, and I usually like, it's really, because it's really hard, the screw depth is what's hard to describe, but I pretty much, I like mine about flush or slightly above where the compression cup is. So like obviously if you compress it more, the cup's gonna raise and your screw will be closer to being flush with it. But like right now, mine being on 2 clicks, my screw is just like, it's just slightly like bumped over it. Oh, no worries, Anthony. I'm glad you got to hang out as long as you did. Seriously, I really appreciate you coming in, and yeah, I'll be in touch, of course. I'm gonna order everything, and I'm gonna double check with you to make sure I get exactly what we need. And yeah, like I said, we'll be in touch. But have a great night, man. Oh, and of course, I will film and document everything, and yeah, absolutely. My friend. Hey, what's up? Is it 147? I guess I could just look at the numbers and figure it out, but I think I'm pretty sure I'm right. My friend gave me his old V9. I think he gave it to me because it's really flimsy. I don't know. So is it it's not like a, because you can add maglev. This is the only reason I asked that question. It's not like a standard that he added maglev to, right? It's the ball core UV maglev edition, like the highest end one before they came out with the 20 magnet one or the special edition or any of that, like the one that's like $42.99, I think. Yeah, have a great day at school, Anthony. Seriously. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at, is like, does it have a ball core? Because like, I have the V9 standard that doesn't have the ball core, and I have the V9, ball core UV. I have the the V9 special edition. I have the V9 20 magnet. I have them all, and I can tell you, like, the only one that really feels flimsy Okay, so it's the standard that has maglev add. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that they make one that just has maglev. It's not technically the standard, but it is. It's the standard that the company added maglev to. I got you. Sorry, I totally forgot that that cube existed for a minute. Um, so that's literally, I have that cube because I have the standard and I put maglev in it. So I know exactly what you're talking about. It's extremely fast and extremely crazy flimsy. I know exactly what you mean. Sorry, it just took me a minute to get to know which one you were talking about. But so let me grab it real quick. It's literally right here on the table. Let me get it. Um, Okay, so I grabbed the YS3 standard and the WRMV9 standard because I put maglev in both of them, and it's crazy how different they are. So like, here's the WRMV9 standard, but it has maglev, so we'll call it the V9 maglev. Um, so Wong, speaking about why, it's essentially they're the same principle. So one, the reason they call it, it's called a ball core because it's literally a ball. Um, but it's doing the same thing as a magnetic core. GAN just doesn't use a ball as their like the thing that holds the magnets. They just kind of make the core with the magnets embedded into it. Um, so, but yeah, it's in the ball cores. I will say, like, it's kind of nice because ball cores you can add in after the fact, where like you can't really. I mean, you can but maybe buy a core from GAN, which would be really expensive, and like add it to an magnetic core cube. But the nice thing about the ball cores is like this thing. What was I think these were like $15 for the standard, maybe like 20 something for the maglev. But like for this cube, which is like on the more lower budget end, I ordered a ball core kit, and I'm gonna add ball core to this. I've already added maglev, and essentially this is gonna be exactly like the WRM V9 ball core UV. It's just not gonna be UV coated, and I can UV coat it if I want to. But but yeah, I have a feeling. I mean, I have a feeling it makes it because the core inside the cube, like all the pieces in the cube have like a kind of like concave or convex, depends on which way you're looking at it, I guess, but curved design. Like if you look at the footing of all the pieces, it all kind of curves around the central core, which is like a spider shape, if you've ever seen it, but it doesn't it makes sense that they would just put a ball in the middle, and then it makes it easy for you to place the magnets exactly where they need to go to line up with all the corners. I think it's more of like an ease thing. I think it's probably really easy because especially if you think about the magnetic core kits that you can buy that are 3D printed, it's just two halves of like of like not even a ball, but like two halves of a thing, and you just put it around the core and it locks together, and now you have all the magnets in the right place. And I think it's just that the ball shape is very easy to get everything lined up with all the right pieces. I think that's really it. Um, Yeah, so exactly, like, so again, if once I'm waiting on PyCube Shop for it to get here, but like once my ball core comes, I'll take this apart, take the standard core out, I'll glue I'll glue my magnets to the corner pieces. So like you'll have to put a magnet in there, and then you'll take everything apart, and you can see like let me take another piece out so you can see better. The like spider core or whatever you want to call it inside the random regular core will just be swapped for a ball. But you can see also like the pieces inside have a rounded nature, so I think it's just that the ball fits in there nicely, and like again it lets all the magnets easily line up with everything. I don't know how much time or energy they actually put into planning that out, or if they just like came up with ball core and ran with it. I have no idea. But yeah, this cube, I know what you mean. That's why I was curious to know if it had the ball core in it or not, and I'm glad someone asked that too, because I know exactly what you mean. It's fast, but it is flimsy. And this was actually my complaint about the YS3. They do, like, and that's like, I mean, and if you could ever see it, if you took this Hong apart, like the red ball core in here, it looks pretty sweet. Same with like the what is it, the WRM V9? They have that like red ball core. It does look cool. I mean, I'm not gonna lie either. But yeah, like I was saying, so like the WRM V9 was like kind of flimsy and fast, and that's why I wanted to do the ball core for it. Have I opened up, like, smashed it? Because they don't really open. It's just like a ball, and you just screw into each side, like each center, like, you know, screw just screws into each. There's like a pre-drilled holes where the threading is. But yeah, the Moyu ones, I don't think you can really open them up unless you break them. And like the kits though, like the kits that you install, like not the Moyu ones, but the ones from other companies, where it's like I said, where it's usually like two halves and you just like clip them together. Those you can really like see the inside, and it's pretty straightforward. It's literally just plastic that's gonna clip together and stay in place, and then it just has the magnets like inserted, and it's just 8 magnets. It's just the ones for each corner, you know, going out towards each corner. But what I was gonna say was, if that you think that WRM V9 is fast and flimsy, that was the reason I didn't so much like the YS3M standard, and that's why I got a ball core coming for this one as well, is because this just didn't, like, this is kind of how I feel about the 20 magnet. The 20 magnet YS3M is, it takes away all the positive attributes that the YS3M has. Like the YS3M is very stable. It's very apologies. This does not want to stay. The fact that the Moyu are actually like the 3D, you can. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure most are. I mean, to an extent, I'm sure most are pretty similar. I mean, they're not like doing anything too revolutionary. I just meant, like, I don't think you can actually open them. I think you'd have to like smash it or break it, because I think they're like glued together. But like I said, some kits aren't. Some kits are like two halves that you just put together. So just the ball core kit, I think it was like $15 or something like that. $10-15. Oh no, it was $10.50, I want to say, because I added one on to my order after the fact. I had ordered because the WRM and the YS3M use the same ball core kit, and I didn't realize that at first. So I ordered two RS3 ball cores, one for my RS3M 2020 and one for my RS3M V5 dual compression. So those will all be ball core, but then I can make this YS3M standard into ball core. I can make this WRM V9 maglev standard into ball core, and then hopefully these will all be pretty much like top tier, you know, competition level cubes, and you know, a little bit of extra modding and money will have turned, you know, a basic cube into like a really high end one. That's the hope. And welcome from Malaysia. That's awesome. What? Let's see. What cube was it that you're adding it to? Was that the? Okay, and that's just the YS3M, or the WRM. So I personally like. So this is why I like the special edition. Is it has maglev but no edge repelling magnets. It has corner to core, and maglev, and that's it. And I think that's the sweet spot. And if you think about it, like my other main is the RS3 MV5, and it has what? It has a ball core, It has maglev and it has UV cut. I mean, they're pretty much the same cube. Honestly, they're very close. Just one's a little bigger than the other. But the WRM Special Edition, I think, is the sweet spot. So I would say don't add edge repelling magnets. I would say just do the corner to core, and then you can always add other magnets in from there. But I think that if it's that loose and fast and flimsy, I would try to add the ball core to stabilize it, because the edge repelling magnets are gonna also add speed. So it might kind of like negate all of the stabilizing you just did by putting the ball core in there. Because that's the same reason they took the ball core or the edge repelling magnets out of the special edition, is because it was just making it too fast and too over rotational. Sorry, yeah, no, I remembered what we were talking about. Just a bunch of comments came in, and I was like, oh wait, what's cube? Which cube was that? So I have the magnetic kits. Yeah, I mean, I talk about that with Jacob. Like, we'll just talk about some of the events that are just kind of random and just they seem kind of like, I don't know, just different. like like clock is definitely one of them. I mean, do you guys remember the magic cards? They're like you folded them like, and you'd have to you'd fold them and unfold them and make like. Yeah, clock is so random when you're thinking about like twisty puzzles and stuff and all that, like, and then you have clock. Uh, like, I don't know, Jacob always calls it the parents event, but like, I don't know, I think it's fun and I enjoy it, and I'm not fast enough to make fun to make fun of it by any means. I'm still slow. Yeah, the magic. Yeah, I couldn't remember if there's any other part to the name, but I watched a whole documentary, and do you guys know why that got discontinued as an event? Uh, to magnetic core a clock, it's possible. Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't have a core though, because if you take apart a clock, you'll see it has gears and you could strengthen the magnets for pins and whatnot, but okay, yeah, good. E-cubing, you get extra credit, because that is exactly why you can't scramble it enough. There's literally like, no matter how you scramble it, there's only like so many possible outcomes, and so it became kind of a joke for people to solve it. And people just started doing bigger and bigger sets of the magic cards, but or magic folding things, but it just, yeah. I just was curious if anyone knew, because I watched the whole thing about the history. And feet. Oh, that's so. Oh, hell yeah. Long. I do. I literally, in one of my posts, I said, I don't. Let me know your favorite cube. I was like, I don't care if it's, an OH cube, your one, blindfold, or your favorite foot solving cube. I was like, whatever. Just let me know. Um, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like with the magic cards, there was no way to really scramble it. There's only like so many ways that they could mix it up, and people could pretty much memorize it. Um, yeah, it's funny because like that would be funny to watch, but like think about it. Like, do you want to touch and scramble someone's foot cube? Like the cube that they literally sit there day after day after day after day for months and years, just rubbing their dirty feet all over it. Like imagine you're the judge and you're like, oh, I gotta scramble this guy's cube. I'm sure there's some people that are sad. They probably were stoked that the people had pictures of their feet or whatever. But right, you would have to have gloves. You would have to, for sure, bro. Like, I started thinking about it, and I was like, I know he means for the scramblers. The scramblers, so they don't have to touch the nasty cubes. At least I think that's what he means. Man, I would be very, I would just be very curious to see feet. I would even, just, even though it's probably ridiculous, I would still like to see someone solve the cards. I just think it's interesting. I've never actually seen someone solve the like magic cards or whatever they're called. Because it's an older event. I mean, it wasn't even around when, as of recently. Ah, that was such a weird. Whoa, what was that? That was the weirdest OLL. Almost got me. Do you guys ever get this? Okay, I gotta ask. Do you think killings and gigamings will be? Yeah, I was gonna say it. Oh, see you later, E-cubing. Hope you have a good night or good day. Where I know you're in Australia. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you have a great day or night, and all of the above. Yeah, Five Blind. I've been watching videos on that, and that is just ridiculous. Like, I mean, it's awesome. I'm just saying, it's ridiculous that people can do that. Because you think about what it took to memorize everything for a 3x3. I mean, you have so many more pieces. Thank you, buddy. It's great because you guys were a part of it. Just remember that. And again, kindness is contagious. Spread it. Yeah, there's people like just popping up all over the world with these crazy epic solves. Like, yeah, it's amazing. I love it, but it's amazing to watch. Like, and blind is such an interesting event because your inspection is part of your solve time. I think that's a very interesting like fact about that. Yeah, Wong, 7x7 exists, but like, for example, like my neighbor is a 7x7 world class, and he solves it in like, what it's like, 2 minutes or something like that, or like a minute and a half. I mean, it's crazy fast. Like, it's just crazy how, going up from like 4, 5, 6, 7, like you'd think you'd have an extra like half a minute to a minute per, but no, there's not that he doesn't have that much difference between his 5x5 and 7x7 solve, which is crazy. It's like a minute difference between those two. It's like at the most. Um, but yeah, 6 I don't really know that's necessary because I don't do it. I think people would probably miss it. Cool. I got a corner twist. I don't get corner twists very often. I don't know if it's because I have my cubes a little tighter or what it is, but like anytime I do, I get kind of excited because that means I was turning fast enough to actually get one. Let's see. Oh, I can't see. Well, just FYI, guys, I'm gonna probably call it. Oh, nice. Yeah, I do. So I do 2x2, 3x3, 4x4, 5x5. I haven't started into 6x6, but then I jumped to 7x7. Um, and I mainly do 3. I got to take that back. I do 2, 3, 4, 5 mainly, and then I do 7x7 pretty much for fun, and I'm trying to get faster at it. Like right now for me, like 10 minutes is like a solid 7x7 time. Like I'm not fast by any means at it yet. Like it's getting my centers, but like obviously once I get to the free slice, like it's funny because a lot of people might not know this, but with 7x7, there's a little bit different. And this is where, again, if Joseph, if you're still in here, oh, he had to go a while ago. Never mind. But that's something that's huge difference between like 7x7 and 5x5. Like when you get to the last two edges of 5x5, there's a little algorithm you can do just to put your edges together, or you can actually use the same technique that you do on 7x7, where you like slice and flip and slice back, and you have to like make those edges come together. Where with 5x5, it's kind of easy because you can put one broken pair up in the top, keep slicing, and then you'll get to your last two edges, and you can do your last two edges algorithm. Where in 7x7 there really isn't that, because there's too many layers for that algorithm to work. So you essentially have to know, like if you have two colors, say like red, like blue on one side and green on the other, and like you're trying to get these all, like you have some blues over here and some green and reds over here, you pretty much have to like flip them into the place that they're not supposed to be in, slice the layer over so say you took this piece, flipped it so it's now down here, then you turn this layer over, flip it back so it's here, so then when you put it back, now it's in the right place. So you just have to like really think it through and see, okay, I need to flip this one down and then flip it and then move this back, and then you end up with either parodies or whatever, and that's pretty much the biggest holdup in 7x7, is that like edge parody that you can get right there. But again, after that, you're back to your 3x3 stage. But yeah, for me, it's just, again, I'm not fast enough I don't turn. I need to even. So, people make that joke all the time about just turn faster, and as much as people might think that's just a joke, you really. Yeah, you can. I'm just saying, like, that there's this one alg for the last two edges that I don't know if it would work on 7x7 as it would for 5x5. But you can do your 5x5 edges the same way you do on 7x7. That's what I was trying to say. People just don't really, unless they've gotten into 7x7, they don't realize that you even need to approach it like that. Because when I started 7x7, I was like, well, how do you do these last two edges? And that was the only part I had to really look up. But yeah, once you learn that, you realize, oh, this is applicable to every other cube I do. Like it helps me with every cube. But yeah, you can use the exact same things. I was just saying that, like, there's this one kind of, like, I don't know, it's just, I think it's kind of a beginner last two edges alg that they do. Like I said, I think it's actually more efficient to just do it like you do on a 7x7. But that was just the way I originally learned. Because again, when you learn 5x5 first, you don't think to apply 7x7 knowledge until you learn the 7x7. I'll have to try it. I've never actually tried it. I just assumed it wouldn't work. But again, but also it's not very efficient. See, I have a feeling you're talking about something slightly different than me, though, because there's not multiple algs. It's just one alg that just takes your last, like, unmatched pairs and makes them like together, and you could get parodies, you could get everything, and like in that point you could still use same parody algs. I mean, you can use all the same algs. I'm just saying there's a one last two edges alg that I learned as a beginner, and I've never tried it on 7x7, but I'm just saying I don't think it would be even smart. I think it would be very slow. I just think it'd be probably a lot more efficient to just do it the way it's supposed to be done. But you probably can. Like I said, I don't mean to say one way or the other. Yeah, exactly. It just wouldn't be as efficient. That's kind of what I was trying to say, is like, I don't know that it would be ever worth trying. Because like I said, I've never tried it. And once I learned how to finish the last two edges on 7x7, I just went with that. Like I said, then I was able to do that on 5x5, and I feel like that helped a lot. I mean, instead of having to feel like you're pigeon-held, like, that's, again, when you don't know 7x7 yet, and you go and you do 5x5, like, you don't know those tricks yet. And so it wasn't until I started learning bigger cubes and things that I was like, oh, okay, now I can use all these tricks to do, you know, using my other solves. So is there many people left at all? So I'm thinking we might call it an evening here soon. Yeah, I'll have to try it just for giggles, just to see if it works. I think I've always been worried too, like if it doesn't work, I'm like, oh, then I gotta resolve this whole cube just because I wanted to do an experiment when I know that the last two, you know, edges thing works for 7x7. I actually thought that was really interesting, learning the last two edges the way you do it on 7x7. I love like puzzle theory in general, and it was just so cool, like to just be able to think around, like instead of just using some algorithm to just make it happen for you. It was just really cool to use your like puzzle solving skills to like make those last edges work. So Wong, are you entered into our giveaway? We have a giveaway going on. That's our bi-weekly custom. Yes, totally. That's why, like I said, I'm gonna try it. Just now that you said that, I'm like, I'm gonna totally go for it. And even if it messes everything up, whatever, I'm gonna try it. Doing 7x7 layer by layer. I mean, maybe sometime, but like I said, I'm not even under, like, I'm not even in a respectable 7x7 time yet, so maybe when I get my skills a little higher. Oh, nice. Did you already have some of the supplies, or are you just doing what you can? But yeah, just FYI, we have our international giveaway for 500 subscribers. Yeah, we have two going on. So we have the UV coated Maylong, which this has been. I would have also maglev this, just so you know. I've magnetized it. You can see the actual, and it's not over magnetized. It's like the perfect magnetization, if I do say so myself. But it's been UV coated. Nice. Yeah, I just ordered like a giant thing of them. But yeah, it's nice to get them in bulk and whatnot. It's expensive to buy them in little packs and stuff. But yeah, the giveaway, like, so our weekly giveaway is always a different cube. It goes from like the RS3MV5 to like a 2x2 that I've modded to, you know, again back to like a 3x3 that I've modded like this. Every week it's something different. Goes from 2x2, 3x3, it could be a 4x4. We've done really a little bit of everything. And then for our 500 subscriber giveaway, that's our first giveaway that's going to be international or worldwide. So anyone in the world is eligible. We only ship to the US just because we're a small channel and I pay for it out of pocket. So, but this is going to be in celebration for a big milestone. So I'm going to take a winner out of our 500 subscribers. We're going to pick kind of at random, and if you win, you get to not only pick your cube you want, but you can pick if you want it modded or if you want it just sent straight to your house. If you just want a gift card to the cubicle, I mean, you can totally take your choice. So just so let you know, if you want to enter, just like, subscribe, and leave a comment on any video. I read all the comments, so if you leave a comment saying, hey, I want to enter the giveaway, you're entered. And if you're already subscribed, if you can, like, you know, share the page with a friend or something, or try and get someone else to subscribe, that'd be great. If not, you know, you're already subscribed and already entered, so, you know, whatever. But it's just, you know, whatever you can do to help to grow the channel. But, you know, we've got a lot of good stuff going on. So it's that's a very good question actually. The UV coating your own cubes. So it's worth it. Like so, I can answer this very honestly because like I bought the Tornado V3 Pioneer. Um, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I just saw your comment. Yes, you can pick whatever you want as long as it totals. Like so that's why if you get a gift card, you can probably just get a $50 gift card because at $50 you get free shipping from the cubicle. Because as long as I don't have to pay any more, so like if I have to pay $20 shipping, then I might only like do like $40. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be like 60 at that point. But yeah, if you essentially if you get like as long as you um, you know, as long as it's not just not over $50, essentially, you can pick two, you can pick three, you can get 3 budget cubes if you want. You can like, get a cube and some stickers and or a shirt or something. I mean, you can literally get whatever you want. That's why I was suggesting maybe doing a gift card from the cubicle, because at $50 they do free shipping. So you could spend your $50 there. It would cost you nothing. It wouldn't cost you anything for shipping, and you could get it shipped right to your house. You could literally order right from the cubicle and just use the gift card that I give you. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, is that way you can literally pick whatever you want. Um, but yeah, man, just so you know, like that's our first worldwide international giveaway. So if you're not in the US, that's the I'm picking 5 2020s. Could we no, I'm not no. This is a cubing channel. We're about cubing. I'm not handing out cash. Absolutely not. I am not Mr. Beast. Because I'm not a sponsored cuber. This all comes out of my pocket, out of my wallet. So this is something I'm doing because I really want people to, spread and share the love of cubing. I'm not trying to buy subscribers. That's not what this is about. This is about like, because that just feels like I'm just giving you money to subscribe to the channel. And I don't like that feeling. I want someone that truly loves cubing, truly loves the channel, enjoys the live streams, enjoys the content. I want someone like that. 'Cause, I mean, I get people from all over the world that every single week they message me saying, right? Why I wish I could be reborn as even just one of his friends. but but yeah, I just how much have I spent on cubing? I mean, thousands, I'm sure, thousands of dollars. Not on the channel, but like my own cubes. I mean, but yeah, I'm just talking about buying my own collection of cubes. I spend, you know, so I don't know. I spend as little as I can each week, but again, it definitely costs money. It's not free. But those are kind of questions like I don't know. I'm not gonna say how much I've spent. Like that's a little bit. I don't know how old you are, but a lot of people like you don't really ask people like. That's kind of a little bit of a low question. You just don't ask people. Money can be a touchy subject. That's why like giving away a $50 gift card is a huge prize already. There's literally not even a sponsored cuber. Like Speed Cube Review, he gives away a $10 gift card and he has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'm giving away a $50 gift card for 500 subscribers. So I don't think that's unreasonable, and I think that's pretty kind and giving. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. Like I said, I've already made a comment on that. How it's kind of low class to talk about like. I've spent enough. It's just like if you were to ask someone like how much they make at their job, like you'd usually say like I don't mean to be rude, but like how much do you make here? Because like it's just one of those things. Talking money with people can be somewhat construed as rude. I know you have. Trust me. there's funny because people point that out, and I just hope you guys know I truly do recognize who's been here, like, because I also, like, I'll notice people that, like, kind of disappear for a while and then they'll come back and they'll be like, hey, what's going on? And I'll be like, hey, where have you been? And I don't think they even think that I'll notice, because I don't think they realize that I really do go through all the comments. I read all the comments. You know, I might not reply to every single one just because it gets a little overwhelming, but I read them all. I make sure to, like, even if I can just hit the heart button to let you guys know that I read it. Yeah, but I go through everything. But yeah, it's funny how there's a few people that have said that. They're like, man, I've been here since like 50 subscribers. And I was like, trust me, I know. Like, you guys are the OGs. Like, and that's why I made the giveaway too. Like, I made it where, because, you know, a lot of people, they do it where the 500th subscriber is the winner. But, like, that's not fair to all the other 500 subscribers that came before that didn't get a chance to win. Because, like, there's been lots of subscribers. Like I said, every week I get like 10, 20 comments at least, or emails. But yeah, I get all these comments and emails saying, man, I know I can't participate in the giveaway. You know, I realize I'm out of the country and whatever, but I just want to wish everyone good luck. And then when someone wins, they will say, oh man, congratulations. So just so you guys know, like, just like Cube Y Mill here, like, there's some great people out there that have not been able to participate in any of these giveaways, but they've been here week after week, like, you know, like, no, like, just every week. And so again, I just hope you know I noticed that, and that means the world to me. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to look into why they're closing. Daily Puzzles, is that out of Australia? God, this giveaway cube feels good. I'm not joking. Like, this is literally by far the best cube that anyone's gonna get. Like the turning feels so plush. I put like just the perfect lube setup in here. Like, one of the cubes that I UV coated and magnetized, I took it to a comp, and this kid, he was cubing on it, and he goes, what is this? And I go, well, that's a Chi-Yi Warrior that I magnetized and UV coated. And he was like, what? He's like, this is like a viable comp cube. And I was like, yeah, I know. And he was just like going crazy spamming on it, and he just like, he's like, can I buy this from you? And I was like, nope, that's mine. But yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for bringing that up, Wong. I appreciate that. Everyone should definitely check that out. Like, maybe I'll make a post even on my page about it, just to let everyone know if you're looking for a deal. I have to say, I used to, you know, I've always gone through Cubicle, at least a lot of the times, but I will say, like, I've really enjoyed dealing with PyCube Shop recently. I just like all of their mods and all of their different, like, cool modifications and different, like, I love how they custom make things that other companies don't even have or make. Yeah, I'm not surprised when you said it's 60% off. That's why, like, I think, like, the smart thing to do would just be go on there tonight and, like, just, you know, really just see if there's anything like worth getting, and just going for it. Like, especially if you have like a credit card or something, like, it might just be worth like getting whatever, even if you don't, like, you know, want to spend all that much money right now, like, because it's such a good deal. Like, just like we were just talking about a couple different cubes earlier that I want to get. Like, I really wanted to try the GTS 2M, the 4x4. Thanks, man. I've started thinking about that, because I've noticed other people do. And I think I need to yeah, I think I just need to start picking like almost kind of like the Yo cube. I need to pick kind of like a cube that I like to work with. Um, I really hope that's not anything inappropriate. Well, that was a big waste of time, but very good. Is there any cubes? So I really appreciate you guys saying that. Sorry, I was just translating what he had wrote there. I just wanted to know what it said. But I really appreciate you guys saying that. And like I was saying, so I really like the RS3M V5. That's one of my favorite like budget cubes or whatever. But like, I mean, I could do literally any cube. So maybe I'm just thinking of how if I would start, like I said, making a signature cube and like starting off there, or making just like a custom cube service where you know maybe take any cube that someone wants and UV code it, mod it, or possibly doing both. Um, well, we're not at 500 subscribers yet, so there is no top 10 for the international. Once we hit 500 subs, I'll do that. Oh, nice. Yeah, I noticed it was German. Very cool. Yeah, I'm thinking of offering both services. That way, if someone wants something modded or customized, I can do that, and just for an extra fee or whatever. And then if they want just something, you know, basic, I can do that too. Um, yeah, any one of the first 500 subscribers. And that's why I also like I've had videos on this, and I know people, you know, some people, especially if you're younger and you have a kid's account, you can't really do much about it. But yeah, this is one of the reasons why it's good to have your subscriptions on public. Um, like I've used this analogy before, um, but like say Mr. Beast was doing a giveaway for $100,000, and you subscribe to his channel, but your subscriptions are on private. There, not only would you not win, but they literally would have no idea that you even subbed to their channel, because if your subscriptions are on private, no one can see that but you. And it's not, again, it's not an issue, but like if I go to look at my subscribers, I can't pick your name if the subscription's on public or on private. Sorry, if it's on public, then it pops up on my list of subscribers. So like right now, out of 450 subscribers or whatever we have, I probably can see 50 of them. So that just shows you like how much I can't see, and that's why the comments and whatnot are so important, is because if I can't see your subscriptions on my subscriber list, then the only way to know that you're subscribed and that you're interacting is through the comments. Essentially, I mean, how much would a UV Alfu or Alshu be? So like, I mean, I have some places where I could find them for cheap. So like that, like it just depends. Like I think I would only charge, you know, something like maybe like $10 or something like that for the process like of coding, because essentially what I would probably do is just, you know, be very honest with you about what I can get the cube for, and just let you know like this is what the cube costs, and then it's going to be additional so much for UV coating, and maybe even cheaper. It's like, especially like if I can get like, if I'm doing this on a bigger like scale, I could do it for like $5, something like that, like cheaper than anyone else, like cheaper than Speedcube Shop or anyone can offer their PVC or any of that other stuff. Oh yeah, I was thinking just like $5 to $10, because I want to keep it under like most companies are charging like $10 or more or something like that for their UV coating. So I would love to do it for cheaper than that. Once I have like, once I scale up on supplies and stuff, it'll cost me a lot less, and I can do it for very cheap. Um, I knew what you meant, Italian. Yeah, I'm Polish. I know a few languages myself. I grew up speaking French, uh, speaking Spanish, speaking Italian, but I haven't used a lot of that. I still speak French. I still speak Spanish. Let's see. My Duolingo I think has like 7 languages on it. Cause I went to like I took these languages in college. But yeah, I have French, Japanese, Chinese, Russian, Spanish, and German. Oh. Yeah, that's why I purposely want to keep the price down, because I know Speedcube Shop charges crazy amounts of money for, and it's not even UV, it's that PVC coating, which they put those like ExoShield overlays, which are like weird clear stickers. Like none of that sounds very appealing to me, where again, for like $5-10, if you could just have it UV coated, then I think that's the winner. That's actually what was one of my first video titles. It was like $11 for UV, $30 for PVC coating. How about free? Like, exactly. Like, that's a little bit much. I mean, I get that it's a lot. It's a, because see, and I was just gonna say it's a big deal if you're gonna take in used cubes, clean them and whatnot. But like, they don't even do that. They don't offer that service. You have to, yeah, the ExoShield costs more. But you have to like pretty much ask for that on a new cube. So like you're gonna take a cube that's maybe already $30-40, and they're gonna charge you $30-40 to just coat it with something. That's crazy. I mean, and I've actually never seen the actual PVC because I've never ordered from them. I was so tempted when because again, the reason I started UV coating is because I ordered a V3 Tornado V3 Pioneer, and this is before UV coating existed for this company. 2 weeks later, they come out with it, and I was like, whoa, what am I going to do? And so I tried contacting Speedcube Shop, and I was like, hey, do you guys UV coat used cubes? Nope, we don't do it. And I was like, okay, thanks for nothing. They said they won't do it anymore. I asked Speedcube Shop, they said they don't ship, I mean, unless you're talking about somewhere else, but Speedcube Shop said they don't do used cubes anymore. They will do a new cube for a new order, but yeah, I just asked them about that recently. Because he said they used to. He said they used to do that, but like it just became too much. Yeah, he said it became too much of a thing. Like, yeah, that's why I was bummed. I was literally gonna pay him that stupid $30 for the PVC coating because I wanted my V3, you know, PVC coated that, or UV coated that bad, and that's where I ended up teaching myself. I went and I watched. I tell everyone this: if you ever want to know more about UV coating, watch the Maru Labs tutorial. It's in Chinese or another Asian language, and you have to watch it in subtitles unless you speak that language, obviously. But it's very informative, and he's the one who showed me kind of how to get that really good look. But he uses a different product, and it leaves this really thick coating on. So it looks really nice and shiny, but it's so thick, and I would never. I've tried that exact brand, and it made the cube heavy. It made each piece kind of pillowed and rounded. It made it very unusable. So that's where I got a different brand and everything. I mean, I literally used his brand, and then I had to take a piece of sandpaper and sand it all off because it was so thick. So yeah, I could definitely do it. And I've done big cubes before too. I've done like 4x4s and 5x5s. Yeah, I can even show you some of the results on those. But absolutely, man. So I don't know if you heard me say this before, but my email is in the description on my page. If you go to my, it's just thecubechemist@gmail.com. So if you want to send me anything, like if you want to say, hey, I got a cube, I would like you to UV coat or something, that's probably the best way to reach out to me. You can obviously get a hold of me in the comments, but you can always just email me directly also. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys saying that though, because I have something I've been thinking about, and you always second guess yourself until you start going, and so I think that hearing that is the kind of the motivation I needed to hear to just go ahead and do it. Hey, yeah, nice. How's it feeling? The interesting thing too about like matte plastic in general is like the more you use it, the more glossy it becomes. Like I have some cubes that I've used so much that they're almost like they almost look UV coated. They're so glossy. I mean, I know it's definitely not as bright. This one's not one of them, but like I do have like my RS3M V5 dual compression I used just for so long. I think it was like 2 months straight I didn't put that cube down. And it looks totally different. When I got a new one, I had to take the pieces off because I didn't want the matte pieces. I wanted. Oh, sorry. Yeah, didn't know where you live, so. Yeah, I was. So, do you feel a drastic difference in the weight? Because I'm adding a core to my RS3M 2020 UV coated version, and I've already added maglev. I'm gonna put the core in there, and it's essentially gonna be like like a top tier RS3M 2020. It's gonna have ball core, UV coating, maglev. Like it's gonna have everything that the new RS3M V5 has, or any of that, but it's gonna be an RS3M 2020, which is very close to the same shape as a YS3M. So it's gonna be kind of like an old but like newer YS. I don't know. It's gonna be a really cool. So vapor polishing. I have a video about my opinions on this too, but it depends. If you're just looking to get it glossy, I would not personally. It has a very high rate for error. Almost every person that does vapor polishing, if you ask them directly, they'll tell you they have melted at least 1 or 2 cubes in the learning curve of how to do it. Because what vapor polish is just that it's the fumes from acetone melting the outer layer of your cube. It's not coating it with anything. Like UV coating, I brush on a gel coat, cure it, harden it, all that stuff, and it ends up with a coating on it. Vapor polish, you literally take a rag or some type of cloth that absorbs all of the acetone, and you put like a dish or like a bowl, like a metal tin, anything over the cube. You let it sit, and say you let it sit for 15 minutes and it only needed 10. When you take it out, it's going to be all deformed and the plastic will start melting. If you do it for like 5 minutes and it needed 10, it's going to be slightly, glossy, but just a little bit glossy, but not all the way. There's like a very fine line I mean, it just depends what you call a learning curve. Like, I think that the UV coating has a bigger learning curve as far as like execution, because you have to like learn like what looks good. And really, I mean, again, if you follow my tutorial to the letter, it's not there's no learning curve. You should get it perfect the first time. I mean, if you clean the cube off, if you brush it on very evenly, and then give it that full 10 minutes to self level, it's the reason the learning curve is bad on UV is because people rush. People are always in a rush, and they think it's good. They think they know better, and all I can say is patience is a virtue on that one. Where with vapor polish, if you get it wrong, you're gonna melt the entire cube. So that's where I'm like, the learning curve is it's different, because with vapor polish, if you mess it up, your cube's just destroyed. With UV coating, if you mess up, you can just take the UV coating off and start over. So you have to tell me, like, what sounds more scary to you, like just starting over and just removing it with a little nail polish remover or whatever, or melting your entire cube. Like, which is a harsher learning curve, I guess is the way I should put it. Because to me, I'm like, vapor polish sounds like it's way more risky, and it doesn't actually give you a coating. There's no protection. The one thing vapor polish does is it gets rid of scratches in existing scratched plastic. So like, say you have a bunch of scratches on a used cube, vapor polish, because it's melting the outer layer of the plastic, it's going to kind of melt back together and get rid of scratches. But again, like, that's about the only positive I can say. Like, the shininess is not quite as shiny. The grippiness is not quite as grippy. That's just my personal opinion, because you got to remember, like, I know people that do vapor polishing, and even they will admit it's a little bit sketchy. Like, you crack me up, Wong. So yes, nail polish remover is diluted acetone. So good call though, because and there is a difference. So like, when you're doing vapor polishing, if you use nail polish remover, it will not do anything. It needs to be pure acetone, because again, it's the vapors. So what you do is you line either a glass bowl or a metal tin with some type of paper towel or cloth, just so, and then you put acetone. You take it and like pour acetone onto that cloth that's lining the entire outside. Then what you'll do is you'll just have like something down on the table, so you're not going to eat away at the table, but you just put that bowl or tin right over your cube, and all those fumes are building up inside of there and getting trapped, and that's what's like melting the plastic on the outside. And that's where, again, if you give it like just 2-3 minutes extra too long, you'll come out and like the layers will have melted together. This is where, again, I find it hard to recommend, because again, a few extra minutes and those fumes, how do you know they're not warping and destroying the inside? Because those fumes are getting inside your cube whether you like it or not. So although it's polishing the outside, how do you know it's not warping your internals or affecting the performance? Like I said, I have a hard time recommending it to people that are asking for new, if they're new to that, just because I think it has a very harsh lesson to learn. Like, if you mess up, you're gonna really lose your whole cube. But yeah, I just, it's all preference though. I'm still gonna try it. I'm gonna make a video and a tutorial on it, so you can watch that and make a decision for yourself. But yes, and so that's where, like, and the same, so vice versa, where you need pure acetone for vapor polish, you don't want to use pure acetone on, like, if say you're trying to remove some UV coating, that you want to use nail polish remover, because the pure acetone is so volatile, it will just start melting everything. Like, as you're rubbing it on there, it's going to go right through the UV coating and start eating away at the plastic underneath. Where I've actually taken so because if you think about this, if the fumes from acetone will vapor polish a cube, why can't you take a rag, put nail polish remover on it, which is diluted so it's not so intense, kind of rub over the side for a minute and give it almost like a chemical sanding, wipe it off, clean it off, and then, I mean, I've done it and I know it works. I have my Aosu is like 10 times shinier than it used to be, and all I did was take a rag with nail polish remover and kind of buff it. Because again, if the fumes from pure acetone will gloss up your cube, then like diluted acetone should almost be perfect for like a little chemical buffing. So that would be, if you say you're clumsy and you're kind of worried about it, try that. Just put some nail polish remover from, you know, your mom or whoever, like a sister or someone. Just even if you just buy some nail polish remover, take it, put it on a rag, and just yes. So acetone and nail polish remover should remove super glue as well. Again, you just have to make sure that if it's pure acetone, you just don't, it will eat at the plastic at the super glue. Like if you're trying to take super glue off of a cube or something, you just want to make sure that it's not eating into the plastic, and that's where the difference between nail polish remover and acetone. So like if you're trying to take off you know, super glue, use nail polish remover. If you're trying to, you know, vapor polish, use acetone. Oh, so yeah, you totally take a rag with some nail polish remover and just like go real lightly over that area. And usually what happens is it starts to kind of come off. And with like the UV coating, for example, it kind of becomes like jelly again, and you can just wipe it off from that point. It's really nice. I mean, it leaves the cube looking untouched. Like if I could clean all of this UV coating off of here and turn this cube back to its original form at any time. That's another thing that I like about the UV coating, where there's no going back with vapor polish. Like whatever you've done, it's permanent. Where this is always undoable. But also at the same time, like I've had cubes that I've UV coated years ago, and the UV coating has not chipped, has not worn down. But again, if I wanted to, I could take that UV coating off in 5 minutes. So that's all I meant when I said like I feel like the learning curve there may be more of a learning curve for UV coating, but I feel like it's a much harsher learning curve for vapor polish, if that makes sense. Because again, I think they're both viable things. I personally, I also want to do some experiments with vapor polishing so I can give people a more informed decision. All of my information right now is based off of my chemistry knowledge and my knowledge about how other people have done it and whatnot. So that's why I need to do an experiment where I do it for myself so I can truly give you guys like the right opinion. Alright guys, it is 1 in the morning here. I've had the best time chatting with you guys. Seriously, like and Wong, I don't know if you've, sounds like... So yeah, I will say like, that's so funny that you said that. I love that you said that, because even Jesse from the cubicle was like, oh, my UV coating's chipping off. And I was like, dude, I have cubes that I've UV coated like a year and a half ago, and it hasn't chipped or even worn down. Like, I mean, I've UV coated friends' cubes for them, and I come back and visit, and it's still looking good. I mean, it's pretty amazing. That's why I stand by that brand I use so much too. Is it, like I said, I wish they would pay me or sponsor me to rep their brand so much, but I just believe in it, and I want you guys to get the best results possible. So I really try to tell you guys, like, this is, in my opinion and in my experience, more than anything. It's not just an opinion, it's from using it over and over and over again. Like, this one really comes out good. And again, way thinner. You notice how, like, if I show you the cube, notice how like the pieces don't look like bubbled or pillowed. They just look flat. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know if you've ever seen like someone UV coat a cube and each little piece looks almost like rounded, because it's got so much gobbed up on it that they're not flat anymore. Oh, really? Interesting. Wong, you're I really like having you in here. Very interesting. Let's see. Was that Jesse that said that? About throwing it at the wall? Because, yeah, he was the one who said that his Moyu cubes were chipping and whatnot. That's interesting. It's interesting that they went downhill so fast. Like, because even like my Moyu cubes, like, to be fair, because I have a lot of cubes, I move around from cube to cube a lot. So I bet you, like, most people get a lot more like day in and day out use of the same cube. Because I will say, like, spreading my you know, the cubes I use around as much as I do, like talking about all these different cubes. You know, I obviously am not wearing on one cube as much as some people might be. Right? And that's so funny. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Are you like throwing it? Are you using it as a baseball? Like, that's exactly how I felt. So like, when everyone was making all these like, you know, not excuses, but like complaints about the V3, I was like, so, and this is my honest, fair opinion, is like, I have another one, and the only, like, this was one of the first initial ones. Like, again, my first Pioneer was before UV coating it was even released. It was like an old one. It was the very first V3s they made. And, you know, then they started saying they're having all these problems with magnets coming out and this and that, and their cores breaking. And literally, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, what are people doing? Like, throwing their cubes at a brick wall and then, like, complaining about it when it breaks? Because, I mean, I'll be honest, like, I had one corner magnet. It's not on this cube, but it was on my own. I had one magnet like this, and it didn't even come out. It was literally just misaligned slightly. Like, it was looked like it was, like, kind of been popped in a weird direction, and I took a screwdriver and just poked at it, and I heard a click, and it clicked right back into place. So, and I know that I dropped that cube on the ground. So, like, that's why I'm wondering, like, if one drop off the table, you know, say you're sitting at your table cubing, like you have a hardwood floor under you, and like one drop onto the hard floor from 4 or 5 feet like that, that'll do it. I mean, like, that's enough to give any cube a good rocking. So, speaking of throwing, I threw a GAN 14. Oh my gosh. Did you not like it? Why did you throw it? Well, that's a great story, by the way. What am I checking for in my internals? The Hong has a bunch of Oh yeah, yeah. That's where, like I was saying, my neighbor is Jacob Noakes, and he's like a professional big cuber, sponsored by Pi Cube Shop and all that. And yeah, we've gone through our cubes together actually, just for that reason. Like, because again, I hear about a lot of the quality control issues. Um, that's why, like, I have just certain opinions on certain cubes, and so that's also the same reason I just wait on some cubes, like the Vin cube. Like, I waited a while to get that one. Yeah, it's interesting too, cause like we've taken them apart and actually modded each piece. Like Jacob was showing me, took like each piece out and like drilled holes, like cut new notches, and like he gets really into how like the cubes perform and how the pieces are making contact with each other and how they're like interacting and stuff. And so yeah, I've actually taken this thing apart quite a bit, which is not so fun. But yeah, I mean, this too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they had some issues. Like, this was, you know, the V3 had a bunch of issues. This was a brand new cube when I got it and it came out. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some quality control problems with it. I mean, you guys know um, how the Vin cube goes. Like, it was all messed up. They had to recall it, and then now it's, you know, a great cube, and they have like the core magnetized version and whatnot. And are you asking me what mods I do? So I do just about anything. I'm right now. I've done a lot of magnetization, a lot of UV coating, all that. But like, I do also, like, I'll take cubes apart. I've been working on getting a 3D print, or getting my 3D printer here so I can custom make like pieces and cores and stuff. Um, but yeah, I pretty much anything I can think of, essentially. Like, it's funny, a lot of people do force cubes, but, like, again, all you're doing, essentially... oh, what mods did I do? Sorry, for the Hong. I haven't really modded the Hong. I just, like I said, oh, you're saying what did we cut out and whatnot? So, like, where, like, this piece meets the midge, like, we filed some places down because it was like making too much friction, and it was like actually slowing the cube down. There were some pieces that we actually like ended up cutting a hole in, because not only did it decrease weight, but that part also it just decreased friction. That was a big part of it, was decreasing the friction, so because the outer magnets are very light, and so we were trying to get it to turn a little easier, since the magnets were so light. Force cubes. Yeah, that would be expensive. Like I was saying, force cubes are interesting. I mean, like, I see people do them all the time, and I feel like it's a cool mod, don't get me wrong, but, like, you have pretty much a useless... You're taking a puzzle and making, like, 6 useless puzzles. They're very cool for, like, a novelty. Like, if you're going to keep it and just have, like, have it on your shelf, like, it's really cool, don't get me wrong. But, like, that one I haven't done just because... I don't feel like I'm taking one cube and making 6 cubes that are, you know, unsolvable. And again, it's kind of a smart idea in the sense if you're gonna do that and do giveaways or something, because you can take, you know, some, like, say you got like 6 Meilongs, took them apart and made 6 Meilong force cubes. Like, you do that for pretty cheap, and you could UV code and do all that. But my whole thing is, like, but then people get a cube that they're never going to solve on because a force cube's all one color. And I just, again, they're cool to have, but I don't know if I would go that route, you know? Man, I would love to so much, like, honestly, and I can't even say no for sure, because I have a new job out in Long Beach, and if the money's right and I can get there, I actually would go. I use my 6 mail. See, that's exactly what I was talking about. You could do it, and it would probably be very cool. I just meant I haven't gone down that route yet, because I feel like I just don't want people to be like, well, that's cool, but I don't know if I want that as the giveaway or something. I don't know. I always have this, you know, thought in the back of my head that people aren't gonna like or think whatever I did was cool or appreciate it or whatnot, and I just have to forget about that and have fun with it. Whoa, dude, that would, even just going to Kuala Lumpur would be cool. Yeah, Long Beach, California. That's where my new job is. I'm in Colorado right now. It's beautiful. I'm gonna miss it out here, but I'm also gonna be like working and living like a few blocks from the beach. Okay, see, that's the kind of stuff, like, I always tell people, like, whether it's me teaching something or, like, I learn just as much from you guys, absolutely, as the other way around. I love that, like, because, like, I never would have thought of that, but now I know, like, if I do force cubes, yeah, so, like, so anyways, if I do force cubes, you know what I mean, now I know, like, a reason, or, like, because even I remember when I got, like, a 1x1 from the cubicle as a free gift, I literally, like, emailed them and I said, is this a joke? I'm like, what is this? What am I supposed to do with this? I was like, why are you giving me this? Like, I was so mad. And the lady was like, you know what? People use those. Sometimes they'll roll them as like a dice, and whatever color comes up, if they're color neutral, they'll use that, you know, as to tell them what side to start on. And I was like, okay. She gave me a valid reason of why people would use it, and I was like, you know what? And now I love them, and now I collect them because they're just cool to collect. But I don't know, it's just one of those things. Like, once people tell you like a use for it, you're like, okay, I'm down with that. Yeah, absolutely. And it's so funny. So you say very cheap, because my buddy, he passed away from COVID actually, but my buddy was in the military. He was ex-military, and he was dating a woman in the Philippines, and he just always said, how awesome it was to go out there because your money goes so far. He said, God, it's so cheap. He's like, I don't even, you know, he wasn't a rich guy or anything. He said, but his money just went so far out there. He actually loves spending time out there, and I could totally see how nice that would be. I mean, because it's expensive out here. Like, especially, I'm moving to LA. It's like LA and New York are like the most expensive cities in the United States. So it's like I'm not really stoked to be moving to like the most expensive place in the country. Yeah, I know. I see a lot of people do the like, okay, I'm gonna set a world record, boom, and like, I mean, I totally get it. I just when I first got it, and I was used to getting like a free cube, you know, with my orders. So when they sent me that, I was like, what the heck? What is this thing? Give me something better. I was really rude. I shouldn't have been like that, but I was so mad. And then again, she told me a valid reason, and I was like, you know what? I'm sorry that I even complained. I take it back. You know, I was like, that's a totally valid reason. See, that's awesome. That is awesome. So is that your home country? I think you said that earlier, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to. I try not to forget when people tell me stuff. But yeah, that sounds beautiful. I'll have to check the dates on that too, because I'm not joking. If I can get there and like for a reasonable time, like a reasonable amount of money, and like get the time off work, like I would totally love to go. How cool would it be if I could go out and film? Yeah, that would be awesome. Like, how cool would it be if I could go out and film the Asian Championships? Like, man, and come back with like, gosh, that would be so cool. It's so funny now. All I can think about is like I just want to like reopen. Like I said, I've opened this Hong a bunch more times than I want to, and now all I keep thinking about is, oh, I just want to open it up and look at the magnets now. Okay, so I got enough time to plan it out. Cool. Alright guys, well it's 1:15 and I was gonna go at 1 o'clock, but I got really interested in what you guys were saying, and I really appreciate you guys giving me that support and even saying I should sell my cubes and stuff. Like, I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome people. Dude, you got it. Seriously, I would, man, if I can make it there, I would love that. That's the reason I do this too. A lot of people don't realize, like, that people ask me like, how do you afford to do giveaways and this and that, and it's like, well, I don't, you know, I try to keep it as cheap as possible, obviously, but like, it's because I love the community of cubers. Like, there's not many other communities where I could just like meet someone and they'd be like, hey, I'll show you around. Like, you know, you come out here, I'll show you how to, you know, like, you know, live it up over here in Malaysia. Like, that's just such a cool and welcoming and friendly vibe that you just don't get from everywhere else. So it's a very cool vibe in the cubing community. I gotta say that. Um, yeah, I could do a tutorial for 5x5 assembly. Absolutely, dude. Just gave me another great idea. So thank you for that. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for tonight. I gotta go eat some food. I'm getting so hungry. But again, I want to thank you guys for spending your time with me. I hope everyone knows, like, it's not just lip service. I'm not just saying that to be like, you know, just to say it. Like, even in my videos, when I say thank you for watching, if that's written on the screen, like, I mean it. Like, if you guys watched and you know, got to that point and you watched my whole videos, like, I just can't thank you guys enough. It means a lot. Like, yeah, it's interesting because, again, I've only been cubing the last few years, and again, I really love this community that I've gotten into. And again, people always ask why I do what I do, and it's like, I love puzzles. I really do. I love learning. That's one of the things, been the hardest things at progressing on any one puzzle, is I'm learning usually like 10 different puzzles at once. Like I said, I'm doing 2x2, 3x3, 4x4, 5x5, 7x7, Megaminx, Cube, Pyraminx, like Clock. I mean, I can't even think of them all. It's crazy. So, yeah, just thank you guys for hanging out. And again, I love just chatting with you guys and learning about the world, learning about everything. It's so interesting too, because a lot of the people on here are younger, but they're from all these other countries, and they're you guys, like, even if you are younger, you guys don't seem younger. A lot of these people on here are just kids, but you guys sound like, like you're an adult. I mean, you guys are very mature, and just, I don't know. I just really appreciate the people that I have in my chat. So thank you guys for being so cool. I just hope you know how much I appreciate that. Because again, I have no idea how old most people are, but I found a lot of the people in the cubing space are younger, and that's where, like, I found some people like Anthony Zhang that was in here earlier. He's a Cubicle sponsored cuber, and we're working on some projects, right? Because I love it. But yeah, we're working on some projects together, and he's trying to get me in with the whole Cubicle crowd over there and everything. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep plugging away, keep doing my thing, and like I said before, I mean, I love that we're growing in subscriber count, but more than anything, what matters is the quality of the subscribers. Like, it's great to grow and stuff, but like, it's not like I'm getting paid to do YouTube. I do this really just because I love cubing and I like to interact with you guys. So yeah, you nailed it, because I enjoy it. This is literally just a labor of love, because cubing's awesome, and it's just, like I said, you get to meet really cool people, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. So I will let you guys go. Have a beautiful night, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you next time. So I will post a schedule for sure on my live streams, because with moving, it's gonna be a little bit, like, kind of all over the place. So I will post an official schedule, so there's no, like, wondering. And that way, if you guys would like to meet me there, then please do. If you're busy, I totally understand. But again, you guys are always welcome back, because I love chatting with you. So have a great night, and just look forward to those posts about future times and dates for live streams. And here, I'll actually. Peace, guys. Have a great night. Like, you've been staring at my timer all night, and I'm just like, I should actually like wave goodbye. But thank you, man. You guys have a beautiful night. And I do have a Discord server. I'm new to Discord, so I haven't been on there much. But I do, and I can tell you what it is real quick. Because it will probably actually get me to start using it more if we start, like, chatting, going back. Because actually, like, E-Cubing, who was in here earlier, he sent me something. Like, Joseph Carter, he sent me something, and I always forget to check on here. So, here we go. Oh, man, yeah, there's people chatting in here. So it's just CC Cube Slayer. I'll type it out. That was my original YouTube name. But it's CC Cube Slayer is my handle on Discord, and then there's also I'm trying to change. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to change it to the Cube Chemist, but every time I do, it says, "Oh, you need to wait another 30 days before you can change your name or whatever." So right now is CC Cube Slayer. Eventually, that'll get switched over, But yeah, I do have a Discord server, and if you guys want to chat on there, you'll see other people in there too. Like I said, E-Cubing, Joseph Carter, like, a lot of the people you see in here are also on that Discord server now. So yeah, I honestly, I need to get with, chatting, because I feel bad leaving people hanging. But yes, see, I'm still so new. I'm like, what am I even doing? Yeah, interesting. It's cool how you can just text. Like, I didn't realize it's more of just like a chat, like a place for people to go together and chat. Cause yeah, here's like all the guys, like Bacon BLT, E-Cubing, Joseph Carter, all the people that we usually have in here. Oh man, I feel so bad now. And even like his broken magnet, he was just talking about how he had that broken magnet earlier. But yes, I will spend more time on Discord now, just so you guys know. Now that I've had enough people ask about it and people are in there, I will definitely get in there and make sure to participate. True, very true, and that's a good way to do it too. Thank you. I truly appreciate it, Wong. You've been a very pleasure to talk to this evening. So again, you guys have a great night. I'm horrible at stopping the streams and stuff. I always go long, but it's just again because I have fun with you guys. But you guys have a beautiful evening, and I will hopefully see you soon. Peace, guys.